Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is May 22nd, 2025. This is the part of the stream they refer to as the beginning. It's a Thursday evening. I'll be honest, I've eaten 4 full boiled potatoes, and sitting upright is a challenge. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Hey Jessica, how you doing? Hey Frank, hello there. Salut, how's it going? It's the grid. Can't stay buying bee supplies from a couple in a parking lot off the highway. Totally normal things you do as a beekeeper. Shout out to the beekeeping life. I think that's pretty cool. I do want to ask for some advice. I've been told the next scenario on my Arkham horror journey is called the apiary. What should I bring? Am I safe? Hey Dojin, how's it going? And seems like we'll see a lot of trashing and sabotage today. This is fun. This is going to be fun. I built a Cacophony deck, and it might not be the Cacophony deck you're expecting, he says, and now people call out the expected, unexpected Cacophony deck, which it is what it is. Hopefully you're doing well. The beginning, potato maxing. I like boiled potatoes. I really do. They're good. Kind of like them. Slavic. Slavic. Hey Roshni, it's the best night of the week. Hello, Andre Hell Chat. How you doing? Glad you can make it to the best night of the week. It is Padma. It is Padma. Metro Potato. Potato. Hey Zen. Hey John. Do you want to be an apiarist? I don't think so. The answer in Arkham is always a flamethrower. For my Agatha Crane deck, that's going to be a hard sell. For how cracked flamethrower is, I honestly haven't played a lot of flamethrower. And I feel like that's an issue with Arkham. Like, Arkham has the problem that I don't have in Netrunner usually, where if something is really good, I'll probably play it and have a good time. But when it's Arkham, I'm like, oh, this seems really good. I'll play something else. It's just kind of the solo co-op game problem. How's it going, by the way, Duckland? 4 potatoes in honor of 4 weeks since Rotato. It's been a month, Ren, hasn't it? It's been just about a month. We're short 2 days since rotation and elevation. Do I have a structured opinion on elevation now that we're 1 month in? Honestly, no. It's been weird. It's been wild. I think rotation has been kind of what we expected it to be. That's been like a pretty big shock. The new cards of elevation, there's some fun stuff. I think I've expressed this on Tuesday. I'm feeling the card pool being smaller. I think that is like very perceptible when you're doing deck building. There's just not as many options as it feels like there used to be. I know I was really excited about, like, sometimes a smaller card pool means you'll play cards that you didn't play before, so the card pool gets bigger. And like, yeah, that is true, but also it's also smaller. So we'll figure out somewhere in the middle. I coincidentally also just boiled 4 potatoes. Oh, you have a perfect dinner, Roshni. Just sit down, enjoy your potatoes, get some asparagus while you're at it. It's pretty good. Body slot makes it harder for me to want to play it. What body slot are you actually playing, Supernaut, that you're like concerned about that slot? Like, I play backpack a lot because I like items. Like, I think backpack 2 is kind of cracked, as hard as that card is to acquire. But I'm actually not that precious about the body slot, I don't think. Agree, but Baneflower doesn't fall into the category for me. It's always less good than the best chargeless melee stuff. Been really enjoying Gatling Gun. Oh, sick. Yeah, I forgot. My partner is playing Michael McGunn, and so Gatling Gun is a thing that I definitely have to put in her deck eventually because I do all the upgrading. I think she will appreciate it. Yeah, the thing with Flamethrower is actually Flamethrower is fun, which I do think makes it, like, you know, less boring than just bonking someone with Cyclopean Hammer. Hey D-Sub, how's it going? Just picked up System Gateway and waiting on elevation and tokens to come back in stock at my LGS. Need to get more acquainted with the game. Welcome to the game. Hopefully you're enjoying your System Gateway. I think elevation is in this weird spot depending on where you are. Sometimes it's harder to get. If you're in the States specifically, I think elevation is between reprintings, as complicated and tumultuous as that situation can be. Hopefully you're enjoying it. There's a lot of people getting to the game right now, which is actually really quite exciting, as it always is. Backpack baby. Michael's so fun. Joey 3 makes him into a factory of guns. I don't know what I planned for Maddie's deck, whether we were going to do Joey 3 or whether we are going to do Michael Castaigne. Is that his name? Michael Castaigne seems really, really quite good. But I do think Maddie struggles with the sort of action economy efficiency, so maybe just having fast guns is a bit better. I'm already on like 2 copies of Fence in that deck, and it doesn't hit the table consistently. I do think Fence makes it better, I think, because it's either cheaper or fast, right? So we'll get that. I'm not that precious about the body slot. One of the out of context is a pickup line. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. Need to convince my wife to learn the game with me. Disub, are you the person who left a comment in one of the last videos saying that you were coming from Star Wars Unlimited? Was that you? If that's the case, I have to respond to you. And boy, do I have to share with you if you're not in the West Coast Discord. There's a West Coast Discord in Vancouver. That is you. Okay, sick. Yeah, I saw the comment. I haven't responded that you came in from Star Wars and you're like, wait, this is actually pretty sick. Yeah, there is the Rain City Netrunner Discord channel. I don't have the link to it. I don't know if it's a public link. I'm assuming it is, but there is a Discord channel from the West Coast. There's a lot of fantastic people there. There's 3 world champions right now on the West Coast in like the Vancouver area. So there's a lot of really good Netrunner out there. If you're not in that Discord, you need to figure out what the Discord link is. If you're not in green level clearance, okay, you're in it. Okay, never mind. I'm good. You know what it is then. So those folks are really nice and they're organizing a lot of stuff. You probably know that there is a mega city in, I think it's a couple weeks there. So there's also like huge organized play. Fantastic. Jai, how's it going? Did you like take a game off Sokka? Did you also lose a game against Sokka playing Sable, aggressive Sable into like fast advance? What the heck, Jai? Told myself I'd wake up early to make decks for meetup, and here I am 3 hours later. Good morning. Hopefully your Friday is well. Speaking of wellness, God, this deck list write-up is so charming. There's a replay which we'll watch, but we'll just read this deck list really quickly because it is short and it is actually quite funny. This is from Yen Tuno, for those who don't know, Tuno is the best. And not only, we'll come back to talk about like the quality of the deck and what the deck does, but let's just read this really quickly. If you don't know what Your Audi is, this comes from the television show on Apple called Severance. I've watched the first series. Don't spoil the second series for me, please. And here we go. Your Audi once got deck list of the week. Your Audi maintains a collection on Alt City Grid. We got to come back to that. Your Audi knows how to do punitive maths and was so sad to see it rotate. Your Audi slots all 3 copies of Jaichinyo. Your Audi offers their deck to their opponents to cut or shuffle. Your Audi enjoys the sound of echo. Your Audi does not harass NSG members. Your Audi creates games with amusing titles on Jinteki.net. Your Audi always orders start of turn triggers correctly. Your Audi has 16 badges on Always Be Running. Your Audi looks after pregnant animals. Your Audi has never posted on r/Netrunner or /TG. Your Audi is generous with takebacks. Your Audi drinks plenty of water and enjoys the company of muscular women. Your Audi frequently takes lunch breaks of 45 minutes or longer. Your Audi won a game 2 weeks ago. Newman is coming soon, TM. I think Newman's going to be better. So I think our anonymous friend is running some sort of website that people can archive alt arts. I don't know what it is. I've Googled this term and nothing has come up. I don't know if anybody knows that. But I believe there's a website that has like all the alt arts, or like people are cataloging alt arts to put up there. That's hella cool. I just don't know what it is. Hey, Lunari. I don't know if I said hi. Where's the Nuvang list? Nuvang's coming soon. A likely story you're describing me. Not actually, just to jest. This list is sick. I do think this list is fascinating, and I've seen people iterate on this sort of idea, and I think there is something here that is both very cool, but also very tricky to play. For those who maybe have played Cerebral Imaging back in the day, that's kind of what this deck feels like. For those who don't know what that is, there used to be an identity called Cerebral Imaging. It was one of the second HB identities come out, technically tied in third identity come out. And it like very consistently fluctuated between 2 states, being garbage and being the most busted thing in the game. Its text box is relatively simple. It says your maximum hand size is equal to the number of credits in your credit pool. That's a very powerful ability. And mind you, in a world before your digital life, you just drew a lot of cards, had a lot of credits. And then there was decks that when this corporation had, 18 credits and 18 cards in hand, in a single turn, they could score 7 points from hand, all in one turn. And you actually got this sort of like culture in which people would post certain hand sizes and board states and what the runner had access to. And they would post these sort of like chess challenges. They were called like CI challenges, in which someone would say like, okay, you have 18 cards. It's the start of your turn. You have 14 credits. Your opponent has access to a clot. How do you win? And then people would like try and do the math because they were interesting puzzles. I'm sure like with a big enough hand size, can you solve Netrunner? And the answer was usually yes. You DM'd the Alt City Grid link? Okay, hold on. That's sick. Thank you. Did it go through? Oh, I gotta go deep into the DM tank. Okay, thank you. It's altcity.gaythings.net. Sick. Oh, cool. Really cool. So I don't know how this is. Alt arts? Whoa, this is cool. So people just like log alt arts here. Wait, that's really cool. Okay, I'll share the link. I recognize a whole bunch of these. Ames is sure gamble. Oh, so great. You see these steel skins a fair bit. They're also AMSs. Whoa, there's pages and pages and pages. They have official ones too, from NSG and maybe even back to FFG. That's really, really cool. Thank you for the share. I'll put this in the link. Metropole on 2 screens. Let's go. Editing in progress. Jeff, they keep asking. Hopefully you're doing well, man. I'm imagining how horrific this must have felt in early Netrunner with Siphon running amok. It was a mixed bag. Like, HB was still very quite good into it. You sometimes got Siphon non-games, and if you've been watching the Eternal Super League earlier this year, people are still playing Cerebral Imaging and are still getting siphoned to death, and it's pretty bad. But the point is that this sort of deck, the way that you can build it and the way that it's currently built, can really just pop off and do wild combo stuff. This version is not on Midnight 3. I'm imagining you can do this with Midnight 3 and have an infinite hand size, but this is like a very, very powerful card. Draw 2, install 2 is really quite good as a way to set up your big combo turns with fully operational, because you can set up fully operational servers for a single click. This also works really well with wage workers. I'm surprised this deck is only on 2 copies of wage workers, because when you like fully operational out of wage workers, you've installed 2 cards, and then if you play something like a nano management and then you play another operation, say another top-down solutions, you actually get a click back from this, and then you have the chance to do like a triple advance. You have some really wild things you can do, and the combo potential of having all these options in hand and firing it off very quickly is explosive. And you'll see in this replay, if I've logged in, hold on one second. I believe Tuno scores out 7 points in a single turn, which is, again, sounds unbelievable. And this deck does it with like core damage. So step 1, score a salvo testing. And then once a salvo testing is scored, every agenda you score off of the jupe stat with the salvo does core damage. So the ontologicals get easier and easier to score, and you install them over and over again with powers that be. But this game starts a bit sleepy. This is between Cyberseal and Tuno. And if we just tab through it, mind you, my replay looks a bit different than yours. You know, Tuno's just setting up, building some board state. It has an auto campaign behind a drafter. Cyberseal is doing some cool Topon stuff. Mind you, Topon, I think, had 1 player in the last tournament. Auto campaign is ticking down. We're drawing up here. We're icing up stuff. We now fully operational, and we have 3 servers already on turn 2. That is entirely because of top-down solutions. I cannot undersell this card. And then this point, you refill your hand, you get your credits. Cyberseal here is poking a bit, steals the salvo 1 of 4 from HQ. He's feeling pretty good about that, I reckon. Tuno drops a nice in chat, and 2 auto campaigns are ticking away. Now, Audrey doesn't have a counter. You could face check into these autos, but with 1 card in hand, maybe you're thinking, we'll let the auto fire. And actually, Wage Workers is maybe the most important card on this board state. It's pretty damn wild. Because here, and while the Gaslight gets challenged here, we take down a Spin Doctor or force it out. We take down this Gaslight, and that gets trashed for an Audrey counter. Seal doesn't have a click to run here. And now, in theory, with this auto campaign, Tuno has a 5-click turn, plus the Wage Workers, which means you actually can score a 5-3 from hand. But that's not what Tuno wants to do. Tuno top decks is salvo testing, and it easily could do install, advance, 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 gain a Wage Workers click somewhere in there, advance it a 5th time, and just score a salvo from hand. Seems pretty powerful. Again, we haven't seen that much auto in the meta, but you want to deal with the autos, but Tuno says no. I'm going to keep going. And so now Tuno does the triple draw into Wage Workers, and unfortunately does not find another top-down solutions, which it would love to play here, I'm guessing. It just puts something in behind the remote server, and we get another install there. Oh yeah, right, because we have a massive turn. We actually can Wage Workers twice in a single turn with auto. I totally forgot we had 5 clicks. So now we're taking a huge turn, even last click power draw, which sometimes you have to do with Wage Workers. But this is the board state on turn 3, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this is turn 4. It's turn 4. Feeling pretty good, not Asa. Cyberseal just does some stuff, sets up, challenges this moon pool, that gets trashed, gets an Audrey counter, doesn't challenge. Okay, now we're challenging this. It's a powers that be. That's not getting trashed. He doesn't have a credit. Tuno now starts turn 5. And I think this might be the turn. So another auto went off. Tuno, it has 5 clicks. It has this top-down solutions. We're going to start with top-down solutions. So we played 1 operation, draw 2, install 2. So we are icing up this remote server that has a bass in it just to get another ice server. And then we're going to put a salvo testing, a 5-3 on top of this jupe stat. Again, Tuno can just advance this thing 3 times, get a Wage Workers click, advance it twice more, res the jupe stat due to 2 core damage. But it says, no, I got a cooler line here. It then plays a fully operational. So our second operation, it's going to draw a whole bunch of cards here. Doesn't care about hand size because it's going to win this turn, it turns out. It has enough money here. And then we still have 3 clicks. We're going to play another top-down solutions, which we drew. Again, R&D only has 8 cards on turn 6. This installs 2 cards, and we get a click back. So after all of this stuff, it's still a 3-click turn here with Wage Workers. Okay, we're not done. Fully operational, another operation. That's going to draw us almost our whole deck. So we have just about everything. We are looking for all our ontologicals. Going to get a bit of money too. It has fired a fair bit of that. And now we use Digital Life, which gives you a bunch of money. Wage Workers, whenever you finish an action. So if we play a Nano Management here, we get 2 clicks. So we play another Nano Management, Wage Workers fires again. This turn has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clicks already, if I'm not mistaken. Playing another Nano Management. Okay, we're more clicks. We can play more operations, but we're going to res the powers that be. And then we're going to start res a moon pool. This is actually really important. This looks really strange in the deck because the deck doesn't have that many agendas. But when you're holding your whole deck in your hand, moon pool becomes incredibly powerful because you're installing it hopelessly, clicklessly, and this just gives you 2 advancements. So moon pool throws out 2 cards. Oh, sorry, fully operational again. We're not done. That's another Wage Workers trigger. We're going to get a lot of money here and 27 credits. This is turn 5. We're going to moon pool, throw out some agendas, get 2 advancements on the salvo testing. We're going to res a Bastiraboga, crash that to get more clicks, advance the salvo testing with a click left. Salvo testing will be scored on top of the Jupestad. So the salvo does a core damage, the Jupestad does a core damage. He's on 2 core damage. The powers that be will fire. We do the core damage. We return back with PD to our hand or Nano Management. With infinite money, you can Nano Management every time you score out and keep pushing yourself forward. Now we get to install a moon pool from our hand onto the table. Could have been from archives. It actually is from archives. That was the one that was trashed a couple turns ago. Then we can Nano Management again. And we can top down solutions again. I think this Wage Workers has continued to fire. This moon pool now puts 2 advancements on this ontological, which is now a 2/2 agenda. That gets scored out. That does a core damage. Cyber Seal is now on 4 core damage, 1 because of salvo, 1 because of the Jupestad. And then with the last click of powers that be, you can just install another 4/2 onto the table, and then you can just score that out and win. That was 33 clicks in 5 turns. The corporation took 33 clicks. Now, Tuna goes on. The chat actually goes pretty long, and you hear the conversation between a couple people, and it's really fun to listen to. But this is like the nuts, the really, really good draw. But there's definitely something to this deck. I don't know, again, if it's a core damage version. I don't know how fragile this is. Cyber Seal did not interact too much. I think if he takes on the Wage Workers, that challenges a lot. I think this was actually more important than the autos. But that was turn 5, score 7 points from hand, which is... It is stunning. It is genuinely stunning. I think a lot of the conversation that happens in chat here is the idea that HB has some really busted cards, but doesn't have a good home for those cards. And this is a deck that actually shows how busted some of those cards can be. Like, Top Down Solutions is a messed up card. That is 4 clicks of value for a single click. And if you can play enough operations, again, it's so easy to top down, get the Wage Workers on the table, and then fire it consistently, and you start building these CI combos. A lot of this requires you to have a lot of money. Playing the Nano Managements over and over again is another thing, but trying to figure out how to weaponize this is going to be a goal for a lot of competitive players, and I know people are trying to do this in Standard right now, and I'm pretty sure there's a good deck out there that's really high skill cap. It's kind of wild. The centrals are wide open, but the board state doesn't look that wild. This board state doesn't look that wild until you figure out that this is turn 5. Like for turn 5 without Asa, this is pretty wild in Standard. Now, Cyber Seal did not aggress on centrals, did not trash things. So like this is, probably one of the easier ways to just get it out on the table. Like Topon's not doing anything. Like who cares about Cacophony? But there's something here. I think that is kind of undoubtable, as cool as this was. This reminds me more of Tablet Asa than CI, to be honest. Yeah, I've seen some replays where it feels more CI-ish, but yeah, Tablet Asa is not a bad way of talking about it. But I do think versions of this I've seen where it's more like they score, not 7 points in a turn, but like every turn they can score 2 points and continue pushing the game forward. But that's more Tablet Asa for sure. This is a good replay to get on camera. The discipline to play 14 influence is so virtuous. Yeah, Sanjay, yeah, this list is also only on 14 influence, which is totally fine. This replay made me realize for the first time that Wage Workers isn't capped. I thought it was capped per thing. So I thought you could only get it once for playing 3 operations. Apparently that's not the case. I also can't tell because you can tell because of the timestamps, but you actually can tell how long it took Tuno to do this turn, right? Like when Tuno started its turn, it was 8:22. When Tuno ended its turn and its game, it was 8:25. That was a 3-minute turn, which doesn't sound that long, but seeing the lines and making sure that you can land it consistently requires reps and it requires a fair bit of skill. This is not going to be the easiest thing to pilot. It's going to be the same thing where like you give people, two people the deck or the same board state, they'll play it differently. Only exactly the third time, not the sixth time. Whenever you finish taking action, if you have taken that action exactly 3 times. Oh, you're right, it is capped. So you can only get it off in operation once. So it is what I thought it was. So triple install will fire it if you install manually, of course. Triple operation will fire it. Triple advance will fire it. I don't think Tuna fired it on triple advance though, because it was mostly moon pools. Yo, Tron, doing well. How you doing? I'm Light Lucille. How you doing? Craig, I'm new here. What is the macro against Glacier style example? Taya AP recovery. If I'm playing an aggressive criminal deck, don't know how much personal advice you can give here. That's a really difficult question. Generally, Atea's pretty fragile. They don't have the, I would say, the best ice all the time, and they want to commit a lot of their cards to the remote server. So if you're an aggressive criminal, just run centrals, force them to res ice. Barring Sisenton in the format, there's no ice that they res that you will lose the game. So forcing them to have it is really important. If they have cards on the remote server that give them economy, like Cohort or Charlotte, just challenge them. But if you're playing aggressive criminal into Teia, and I haven't seen modern Teia in elevation meta, you just want to be running everything because they just cannot do too much too quickly because they have to spread their stuff out. They're really good at putting things on their remote server, and that's a problem for them if you're playing Central's criminal. That's the short of it. JTFQ has done this before. Yeah, JTFQ has created, set up a deck which in theory, academically can score out all in one turn. That was in the last meta though. I don't think that exists anymore. Very cool deck though. Hey Eris. I've certainly seen board states in the last few weeks which have this many assets that are ice on the board this early. I actually think it's really hard to get that many assets on that board that early. But yeah, there's a lot of assets going on right now, that's for sure. All the nanos just made it look like it triggered off 6 operations. Yeah, it triggered off 3 operations and then like 3 more nanos were played. So that's plus a lot of clicks. Run the remote at least once to force a stack res, pinhole critical econ like Charlotte and Vovo. Yeah, that's what I would say. Like challenge their econ stuff. They generally get money from in the remote server. I do think some Mateas now are probably playing a bit more event economy, like maybe Hansei, but definitely pure review is my guess. Anyways, let's absolutely shit the bed with this. I'm going to see that I got an auto and I'm going to be able to score a 5-3 from hand and I'm going to do it. This deck is probably going to perform really poorly for me, and that's going to be an issue. Okay, hold on. That's not how you do it. I do like PD, so PD is good. Can I introduce you to our Lord and Savior, Mersha Teia? I kind of believe it. Like, I could see Mersha doing good work in Atea. I just haven't tried it. What is going on, Google? I don't want to send you feedback. Hold on, I think I bricked my YouTube chat. It's Maggie. Okay, this hand. We have a Regolith. I don't remember that showing up in that replay. What do we want to do here? We're playing against Maggie. I'm assuming Maggie is some sort of control shaper. Our opening plays, we don't have them. I reckon we want to start in the remote server early. We have a Scatterfield, which is nice. Thanks, you too. Maybe we'll just keep this because it has wage workers and a Rego. I don't know what Central's pressure work is being expecting. I'm putting Merchant into most of my corps. It is just such a smooth card and kind of like a fun card too, which I've really appreciated. So we don't have a big burst economy here. We could do the triple install. I don't love resing wage workers on turn 1, but I'm okay doing wage workers. If Lucille trashes it on turn 1, that's probably a lot of money. I'm going to ice up the Regolith, which seems strange. So we'll do 1. This will drop us to enough credits. We'll do 2. I don't love resing wage on turn 1. It's not my favorite thing. We'll do 3. And we could ice up the wage workers, which actually might be a bit better. This drafter kind of stinks, but this at least sets up fully ops abstractly. The other thing was to put the Spin Doctor on the table. If we lose the Spin Doctor into an HQ poke, we'll be upset. Luckily, we'll get the Spin Doctor on the table. Every mag deck or deer deck for the next 5 days. I think that's probably correct. Oh no, our wage workers is being trashed for 2 credits. Don't love that. Low forward fireball of Netrunner right now. I've similarly thing happened to me with mutually shared destruction combo kill out of nowhere, which just killed me. We'll get a mag install another day. Okay, unfortunately, Regolith is pretty bad here. We draw fully operational, we can kind of play it. Credit Regolith is not good. So we can res with the Spin Doctor. We're worried if Lucille just throws at centrals with the copulation, but I'm actually not that worried. Okay. So we need to get a modicum of money. The problem is we don't have money on turn 1. So I think we can just put this on the table and click for 2. Because the wage workers doesn't trash. Drafter doesn't do that much. We might just click for 2 here and see what happens. We have a click. I guess we put auto on the table. If we top down, we go down to nothing, which I don't want to do. So we just got to keep her busy. How's it going, by the way, Dan? So in theory, she could be tempted to send the Copulation HQ. She might just want to get Maggie value. All right, so that is our auto going down. That's fine. We'll just regolith from here, I guess. I think she has to trash this. Now she's made the run. Turning off her fully op is actually kind of important. It's going well. Clipso, I ate too many potatoes. How are you doing? That's good. We'll just fix this. I think we're taking a turn off. Imagine now we could have been on turn 5 winning, but we'll get there. Someone mentioned Bling Ari, and now I'm chasing that idea. DZ with Bling is like kind of cool. I'm not 100% sure why you would play Bling over Lily Pad, but if you're playing like DZ Illumination, I kind of get it. How many potatoes is too many? My response today is 4. Loving the streams recently. Hey, thanks for the kind words. Centros run. We're not going to shuffle back with Spin Doctor. There's a lot of points in here. In fact, all of them. Yeah, Illumination is really cool. It works quite well. Paladin and Maggie, okay. We get the Coalescence in. So our Regolith is going to stay, and this is where we can start doing stuff. So once you have a modicum of money, we can do the top-down solutions into wage workers. So like, check how cool this is. We didn't draw a fully op, which seems kind of important. So we'll install 2 cards and draw 2 cards for a single click. That kind of seems wild. So I think we'll put the wage here, and then we'll put the blade somewhere else. We need a draw here. We can't really play 3 operations. I guess we draw once. So we get Ice R&D. I don't really think I want to. So we could put a powers behind server 4. We are going to need to Ice R&D sooner than later. I can't tell what her win condition is. It's probably a deep dive in there. We could put a Bass on the table, and that's fine. We're not threatening to win. And now the drafter actually has teeth, which is good. Credits open all doors, David. It's really important when you want to play this card and not worry about the fact that it costs money. It's better than the Shipment for Mirrormorth. It draws 2. Like, that's the problem with Shipment for Mirrormorth. It's a 4-card combo. This is a 1-card combo. Hopefully you draw things. I don't know. We're not going to shuffle here. Wow, no agenda still. So we only have 2 on the Regolith, so we can't do our double Rego click. Wage Workers doesn't let us purge. No trigger here. Okay, Scatterfield. So we probably do res Wage Workers, draw. And then best case scenario, we draw top down or fully up. I guess we'll draw once and see what happens. Okay, that's important. We'll draw again. Okay, that's ugly. At this point, she will probably send it HQ. Okay, so we can only go for a single install. Oh, we have 6 hand size, I keep forgetting. So we can put Spin Doctor on the table. We have a money issue, but it's not like we're going to spend money soon. So I think we can probably Ice R&D. If we lose the Spin Doctor, we'll be upset, but all our points are here. I think we have to stop that. What's the worst card in her hand? I want to say it's the Moon Pool. We're not really doing too much. Game should have been over, right? I watched the highlight reel. See how quickly she brings her breakers out. Simon Chip doesn't get anything. Again, Bass is a biotic labor on the table, a nano management. So we, in theory, could top deck a 3-2 and score it, but that's not really our game plan. We want to score out our first or 5-3. Just. We have a lot of agendas in R&D. We're what, 9 agendas? 8 agendas. 1 L of a Gao, 3 Ontos. Oh, we have an Ingaton. Okay. And the Salvos as well, of course. We have 3 fully ops in the deck too. We also want to make sure we can set up fully ops. You aren't playing like you're flooded, but like, we're further. We are playing like we're flooded. We're not icing HQ, but I wouldn't. I want to see at this point if she'll send the compilation. I do think the compilation is actually more valuable to her, maybe as a simul chip target to like grab things out of her hand and keep them away. This you don't need to keep away. But yeah, if we're flooded and we're icing R&D, it's like good fun. But there's 8 agendas and 26, so we're coming up on 1 and 4. We need to find a window to do the Regolith. I kind of wish, I don't know, maybe we'll do triple install and then hit the Regolith 3 credits. She's got gambles. Oh, the stream is not paused. Infinite loop. I'm struggling to see how to like leverage this hand into a win condition, but I think we have to give up on the idea of doing a 7-point combo. Almost, of course we do. A free auto would be good. Did D's list run Paladin? Text on Drafter. Lucille doesn't see this one in startup. This is a pretty good one. Doing math. Got here mid replay and had to watch it for myself. How do you track wage worker multiple fires in person? You can pile your stuff that you've done. Like you can put all your operations on one side and be like, I played 3 operations and then that's fires once. It's tricky though, that's for sure. Right? Like I would slow down and pick out physical click trackers and put them down on places to remember. But yeah, the answer is carefully. Hey D. This is a scatter field. So if we res it, we keep her out. She bottoms out. We get to install something on the table while she has a click left. Yeah, carefully is the answer. I don't really want to res this. I think if she steals an agenda, we're happy because we're not drawing the agenda. I want to hit a fully op more than an agenda. That also means if we res this, we can't protect wage workers. With help, yeah, your opponent usually helps you. Like they will help you for sure. I use click trackers and as a needed, I also narrating your turns. Yeah. Okay, Unity's on the table. We still break Scatterfield for a lot. Spin Doctor, we won't really shuffle here because we can draw fully op off the top. Okay, that's good. So this deck doesn't have red level clearance. That would be an easy way. But if we top down into Your Digital Life, that's pretty good. Oh my god. I guess we're doing... I mean, fully op will like really pop off once we get going. I think we have to shuffle back in our top down soon enough. So I think we'll do Spin Doctor. We need to get the Jupestad on the table. We'll do Jupestad in a new remote server with we can't do triple operation here, so Wage Workers is cooked. Drafter remote server seems strange. It's not the worst. Fine. Just all 3 cards. You're allowed to take notes, so if you're worried about long combos, there's an option. Yeah, you can also call a judge over and ask for help. All right, send the copulation, please. Be my guest. Powers? I wonder if she'll trash it. No. Scatterfield, no. Click 1 YDL, click 2 top down, click 3 nano, add 2 clicks on Wage Workers. It's wild what you can do. They're on the table, Seal. The agendas are on the table. I don't think we purged the fermenter. It might be worth something. I feel like I need... Okay, never mind. I wonder if she'll simul ship that back or the copulation. Okay, MEU is the problem. We're running the drafter on 12 credits. This is drafter into Jupestad. So if we res this drafter, we go down to 3 credits, which means we can still fully op, and it forces out her breaker. I'm okay with forcing out the breaker, because if she grabs an echelon, it's pretty ugly here. If she grabs like a, I don't know, Fazarum, is that much better? Echelon has to boost like for, what is it, 3 credits or something? Yeah, so it's 5 to break, 4 to trash the Jupestad. I'm happy with this trade. She actually can't trash the Jupestad. Unless she simul ships immediately for Coalescence. Oh, Copulation, that's fine. That's still 2 credits instead of 4. It's not a huge saving. I feel like a lot of folks overrate this credit savings. It's like just as good to get an Azimat almost. Sure. I'm going to use a Spin Doctor. We really need a fully op. Keeping the Regolith on 3 is also like a good fully op tech. Not that I did it intentionally. Sick. Oh my god. Hella sick. Okay, thinking. Okay, how do we plan this turn? I am stressed. How do we plan this turn? We can either YDL first or we can fully op first. I think we're going to do 3 operations. The problem is we can't really install super easily. We could crack the Bass, but like, I guess we just fully op with 3 triggers here. Draw 2. I don't care. I want to find another playable operation. I want to top down. Got it. Okay. So a YDL. Now, if we play the top down, we get a click. We might be able to get score out here. We almost definitely can score out here. The problem is we don't have a good score. Like maybe we score for the Ingoton. Oh man, this is hard. Sorry that you can't see all the card arts. I don't actually know if I can fix that or not. Let me try real quick. That did nothing. That did nothing. The plus symbol to make our hand big, yeah, but then you still lose this, right? Like you have to read the text, which sucks. At least this makes it easier. Okay, so what we can do here is we want to get the powers that be down. We want to play an operation. So I'm assuming we top down and we can install the Elevigao or we can install the Ingatan and we can install the powers. We can also install the moon pool and the powers. Then we probably nano management here. We get back a YDL. Yeah, Midnight 3 is so much better. So we're going to top down. Okay. So we're going to get a click back, I'm pretty sure, because we did operation, operation, operation. So I want the powers on the table. I also want to score out an agenda. So we have a panic Bass, which is good. So if we get this on the table, Bass gives us 2 clicks. We could nano manage to get 3 clicks and triple advance it. We also could just like moon pool to fix our hand. You can top down install Ingatan plus moon pool, advance and score, pop the Bass for an extra counter. Yeah, I think I want to get the powers back down too, though. It's actually not that valuable. Never mind. Yeah, we'll just go for the Ingatan moon pool. This will give us a click. So we can res the moon pool. We'll get rid of these 2. Shuffle them back into the deck. We can now crack the Bass. We can just advance this once more. If we crack the Bass, we'll get another counter. So we could probably nano management here, do advance, advance. Oh, if we advance, we don't get a counter. So we can do nano management, advance, advance. That'll put us down to 4, 5, 6 onto 3, but we'll have a YDL in our hand for next turn. That might be a bit aggressive, but we can fire the Ingatan. All right, we'll add a card from archives. We'll add the YDL back. Then we can fire the Ingatan. So we can install a card from only archives. Why is it not HQ? So I'm assuming we just put the auto in server 5. Or we can put the moon pool in server 5, which actually is probably more important. Discard down to 6? Oh, if you must. I think it's the moon pool, right? Yeah, PI being from archives only is so brutal. Oh man, I can't believe like all the HP cards said from HQ or archives. It's like drafter. I can install from both places. Why don't you just be a drafter, please? Well, she's on no money. That seems good for us. Now this doesn't do anything. Also, we're short credits. We can't do top down straight into auto, so we have to draw a 1 credit operation, which is not feasible. That's a bit of an ugliness. If we had a red level clearance in the deck, we'd be able to sort this out a bit, but unfortunately we can't play both of these. There's a lot of agendas here in R&D. She's on 4 credits. Unity won't break this, so this will bottom us out. We can still do Regolith into YDL. So what do you break this for? You have to boost once, twice, 3 times. I think we just need to take her money out. I have to res this. If she doesn't break this, this allows us to get like something on the table, like a powers. Was it fully up better than the YDL there? Thanos, there's a big chance that it was, especially because bouncing back from low credits with fully up is much more important. I think in hindsight, but we do know that there's 2 fully ups in 18, and there's only 1 more YDL in 18. So there's a chance that the fully up was a lot better. All right, she full breaks, so she can't really run back. Safe. We also could have cracked the Bass just to be able to YDL, but it wasn't that good of a YDL. That seems a bit circuitous and strange. Okay, not a fully up. So we could do Regolith, install an auto, install a powers. Let's do a triple install. Oh no, but we have to use the Regolith. So let's do the triple install first, but I want to use the Scatterfield server. My life is so hard. So we install Spin Doctor auto powers and then just use the Regolith and have an empty server. That sucks for fully up. Could we just do Regolith and install 2 cards? That's also probably fine. I think putting the auto behind here, probably the game will be over one way or another before that matters. Yeah, didn't like that turn. Not great. Well, maybe we shouldn't have res just so we can YDL out of the hole, but I don't think we could have fired Wage Workers that turn with 3 operations. She gets another breaker. It doesn't really change the Scatterfield math. Like she always breaks this for 3. That's pretty good. As much as she can let the first subroutine fire. All right. We'll res the auto. It's neutral. That's all we'll res here. I think we'll do it. Oh man, this means we can't YDL. I guess we YDL first. If this was a 3rd Spin Doctor, we would use it first. But if we have to YDL first, that's so much worse for us. Our game plan is to score. We need to do 1 core damage. Our game plan's actually not that strong here. But if you top down, if we hit a fully operational, we're good. So we could risk not hitting the fully operational. If we don't hit the fully operational, we will just credit YDL. Let's hit the fully operational. Oh, we found him. It's okay. We can always get rid of these with Moon Pool, which is good fun. We also can just like not care. We have a money issue. If we had more money, we'd be good. I think we just do credit. Oh, then we did that in the wrong order. There's no way out. I want to go back and see if I could score that out for 1 turn. Wage worker is so cracked. Yes, it is definitely a hard puzzle. I don't like what we did on this turn. But like there's a chance that we just had the line here on that turn to do way bigger of a combo. Now we're stalling out for sure. If we had the fully op back besides the YDL, we'd be actually gaming because like fully op, we're so quickly back. Okay, this is a good challenge. We're going to lose 3 points. I don't think we res this. It does cost her 3 credits, but it costs us all our money. Yeah, we needed to get fully up there for sure. I think at that point, we should just put the Spin Doctor and force the res. If that's an ablative, we wouldn't res it yet. Fires Paladin. That's no good. Are we worried about this? We can always like throw out the agenda with Moonpool. Oh, I think she won't deal with the auto. I think she'll just sweep HQ. I don't know if we want to line up a fully operational with the auto campaign turn. Because I'm pretty sure we'd be able to score 5 points if auto campaign goes off and we keep our wage workers. Drafter's now 2 credits because we went a bit slow. Echelon did get there. All right, we just get a Maggie install. Ah, no fully up. Deck looks so easy in Tunes replay. Tell me about it. Oh my god. Ian, how you doing? All right. Oh, what's up? What's up? The Azimut is meant to be installed, not the Colt. Yeah, sure. You have an MU problem, but all right, cool. So we're not worried about that. You spent 0 on that. Oh, okay. The turns have been so overwhelming. I forgot we're playing against a runner here. Yeah, I've been like totally ignoring the table combat. How's it going? I'll be honest. And there's no disrespect to Lucille. I'm just like, I'm worried about my problem. She'll figure out her problems. Okay, do we do triple install? I feel like we can start with the top down and do top down to YDL. Okay, Onto just not doing enough for us. If we install in front of the scatter field, it gets bad. We can almost definitely score this out if we tried hard enough. I just don't know if it's worth doing. Bass is what, 3 to res? Ugh. Yeah, we probably can't. Reminds me of the games when Wage Workers first came out. The sports combo games were wild. Yeah, rip Audacity. I do think this deck can play red level clearance though and just do wild Wage Workers combos on top of it. We just need money. Like we need to draw fully up. We have 2 fully ups in our bottom 11. I think that's going to be the doom of us. I can't believe we took this YDL when we had fully up. It was so much better. So what do we want to install? I think we just install the Spin Doctor and keep her busy. However, we don't res the Ablative yet. Oh no, it's threat 3, right? Yeah, we do want to res the Ablative. Oops. I missed. Just need money. So let's bring back in a fully up and a top down. Let's try and do a triple event again, or triple operation. Nice. We can do triple operation. So can we combo this turn? So uncomfortable doing this live. Can we combo this turn? So we can draw 2. We need to find another copy of top down. We could have cracked the Spin Doctor and shuffled the top downs in first. That might have been right. Because we can get a lot of money. It might have been right to ice Oh, no, we can't do that. It might have been right to crack the spin doctor. No, because we have to do it first. I think it might have been right to crack these 2 top downs back into the deck before we do this. I guess we haven't done anything yet. Let's try that. Sorry. I think we need a jupe stud. We'll draw one. There's 2 in the deck. Oh, that loses us the trigger, though. That's annoying. Okay, that's good. So I think we have enough to consider going here. I'm just going to get some money so I can nano management a lot. This is so funny. All right, we can top down again. Can we score salvo testing? This was meant to be the auto campaign turn. So we top down the salvo testing. Then we can get more triggers. Okay, that makes sense. I think I'm going to try. So this will give us a click. Oh, we need to draw more because we need agendas in our hand because of Moonpool. Oh, so that was wrong. We need to have the Onto in our hand. Because, okay, I think that's all we'll install. We can install this on HQ, I guess. No, this will be better. Okay, thinking. Still thinking. I'm going to draw your whole deck there, I think, and play YDL. I don't think we have to now with fully op. But the problem is, like, I think we have to crack Bass. And then I think we have to fully op for more card draw and draw the whole deck, and then we YDL. But I think we have to crack Bass here. Because as soon as we play the fully op, our turn's over. So we need to get a click back. We've already got wage workers. So I will draw. Okay, so we can get 2 advancements on this. And then I think we just get infinite money. Can we draw another nano management? Oh, there's 1 in the bin. So there's only 1 more management. We don't have card install. Oh man, we're going to absolutely fall apart soon. Okay. Okay. So we can do advance. No, we can't even. We can do Moonpool double advance. No, we're short in advancement. I think we're short in advancement. You and I both. Yeah, I think we need to find the last nano. I think you're right. Because if we do, still thinking. So if we do nano here, we have 2 clicks. So we can do advance Moonpool. Yeah, we need to draw more. We need to find the last nano. It's the last card? That's a problem for our protagonist over here. It is literally the last card. We are unable to draw it. And we have no spin doctors. We have to win this turn, and we can't win this turn. We have definitely shit the bed. We have shit the bed real bad. There's no way out of this. I've lost to that before, yeah. I don't even know if there was 2 cards left. If we could have drawn this, I don't think we can still win. Looking more and more like CI. This is what I'm so excited about. But if I played Midnight 3, I would be able to do this and then hold my hand, which I can't do here. Wait, this list plays 2 nanos? Oh my fuck. Wyatt! How's it going? This deck is on 2 nanos. That was a terrible play. Oh no. Okay, that was just that was a throw. Well, not anymore that I've reviewed the deck list. Why is it not on 3 nanos? We lose, but you see what's going on here. You definitely see that's not possible. I need to undo that whole massive click where I draw my whole deck. Okay, hear me out. I need to undo that. Draw my whole deck thing. No, just one click, just one click. Thank you. Okay. So it wasn't in the deck, so I still think we're in a bad spot, but at least we can salvage this. We need to draw the nano. Luckily we drew it relative. Well, we have the nano, so I think we drew this much and then we stopped. How many cards did we draw the first time? We drew once and then we gained 700 credits. Okay, so we'll stop there. Okay, so Moonpool we can put on 2 advancements. Nano management will get another click. We've already maxed out the wage workers, but we're short a click here. So we did mess up. We have no way out. Undo game might be correct. We have no way out of this. Yeah, that's kind of all she wrote. We could score out the Elevagao. He says, like, that's an exciting line. Hit YDL and live another turn. Yeah, that's probably the play, is we hit YDL and hope that we live another turn. It's just not super likely. The problem is, like, we can get 2 advances with Moonpool and fix our hand, which we can always fix at immediate speed if we need to. We can get 2 advancements from nano management wage workers, but we can't fire wage workers on the triple advance. We need to be able to advance once more. So I think we just do this and hold. We have to discard a card. I don't think we're gonna need that. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't win this turn. With the auto campaign and we draw half her deck, I feel like you should. In theory, we can shuffle. We know the order, but I didn't look at it. I don't remember the order of the deck. I was just looking for nano managements. We can shuffle at immediate speed with Moonpool. Yeah, that's not going to be good for us. Don't wage worker give another click after 2 advance? No, we'd have to advance 3 times. It's on the 3rd advancement. Does it give the 4th advancement? Or the 4th click for advancing, right? How's it going, by the way, Zelty? Yeah, it's 3 to get 4, now buy 2 to get 3. If it was buy 2 to get 3, it'd be really, really good. Yeah, really, really easy. I'm math strong. Okay, at this point, making Lucille pay some money here actually does make sense. The powers is worth trashing, and it actually does goof up some of our combos. The most important card is the wage workers. I can't believe it stayed on the table. Like, next turn wage workers into auto campaign is kind of really, really goofy. Oh, unless Lucille wins, which is, you know, not unlikely. If you didn't do the last fully op and just play nano, you would have the 3 click. No, it doesn't really matter. We could play the nano anyways. We already got the wage workers click for the 3 operations. We just can't fire it again off playing 3 more operations. All right, we lose the auto. That's obviously not great. Imagine we had team sponsorship. Yeah, that's, you kind of do. It's 3 to break that. It seems good for us. She really should send it to HQ. We've drawn all our deck. Yeah, okay. Nice. The nano management. Powers ain't team stone and never will be. At least power says from HQ, right? Yeah. So it's better than Ingatan. Paladin. Will she show herself out? Oh, she shows up the Azimuth. All right, gang. Our board state has fallen apart. I don't think we can win anymore. I would say we concede from here. We have no more game. We have punted it a wee bit. That being said, it was an exciting ride. We made a lot of fundamentally pretty bad misplays. I think grabbing the YDL instead of the fully op was like super cringe. Obviously the triple nano management thing was on us. If we had triple management, I think we had a play there, which would have been pretty cool. I wonder if scoring at the Ingatan as like first agenda is not good. Nano Moonpool lets you score the 5-3. Does it? Nano, it's a 12. Moonpool. Advance, advance, advance. Yeah, it does. I don't think that's enough, but yeah, let's do it. That's fun. Yeah, F it. With top-down solutions and like core damage, ontological actually goes really hard because it's a clickless install draw. Well, not clickless, but you know what I mean? We also get a fire PD here, which is worth a lot. So we'll do salvo first. Core damage. It hit a deep dive. That seems kind of good. Add a card back. I think our best card is nano management. I think you're 1 click short of waiting this turn. No, we're way more than 1. Never give up. I mean, it's not a bad idea. Problem is, what are we getting? Oh, wait, we have a click there. We didn't even have to nano. No, we had to nano. Wait, we have a click here? Yeah, because of wage workers. We didn't have to throw out 2 agendas. We could have thrown out 1 agenda and shuffled back. Oh, that might have been right. Yeah, 8 cards, deep dive. We actually could have kept one of the agendas in hand. We could top down here and hope. I think we grab for the fully op, but we try and set it up here. Yeah, that's good. So ablative, we need to keep her busy. And then just need to keep her busy. We're surprisingly close to winning. Yeah, Antoine, if we didn't shuffle back the Onto, we would have kept it in hand. We're short on credits. Like, this is a 3-2. The issue is for this Bass to fire off, we need to have 6 credits, right? Because we have to do Bass into triple advance, so we're short a bit. It's close. It is actually kind of close. I'm too poor to die because I drew no money. Yeah. That echelon break was very expensive. I wonder if she should have just let this fire. I feel like spending 8 to break a drafter once is probably not the play. I don't know if we had a fully up in the bin then. She does know that we shuffled cards back into R&D. We did just draw. So it's probably like maybe a 1 and 3 in HQ. There could be an agenda on the table too, which would have been a pretty sick play. An agenda on the table wins the game if she doesn't call it. If we hit an ablative barrier here, like I don't honestly know what we get back. Like maybe a regolith? Oh, this is fine. This is all her money. She could let this fire. What if she lets us break install a card? No, she doesn't. Okay. So there is only 2 Ontos and 1 in 3 chance she wins here. Oh no, every agenda wins. Good game. Forgot she was on 6 points. That felt simple. Yeah, that sounds about right. We were close. We didn't play that well, and we were still relatively close. The deck had 3 agendas, so it was a 50-50 on whether she wins or not. If we say that we survive that, we top down. Well, if we top deck, is there any top deck that actually gets us out of this situation? No, we have to win 1 more turn or survive 1 more turn. Maybe we should have actually just put the Onto on the table and said like the only way we win is if we put the Onto on the table, and we put it behind a drafter, which like she has no reason to check the drafter when we know she can check it for 2. Yeah, that'll also work. Yeah, I think we actually should have put the agenda on the table because as she's saying, if she missed HQ, I don't think she would have ran the drafter for 2 credits. So the winning play was to install the Onto behind one of these ice with the top down. Look, I want to play this one more time. Hold on, that was sick. Thanks for the game. Definitely getting better. So the point is attempting a 7-point combo using powers to wheel agendas onto the table. I don't think you have to 7-point combo. I think the version of this deck that plays Midnight 3 is going to be very explosive. Hey, cheers. But you can 7-point combo. I think I'm happy just scoring a salvo and then 4-point comboing, which is super, super approachable. Will do. Lucille, Sensory Love. Looking forward to the comments tomorrow morning that math out all the ideal plays. I think it's actually happening in live, like in real time in the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat, which I'm like kind of a big fan of that. But like that's why CI has always been such a darling to so many. Step 1, score salvo testing. It's not the worst idea. Okay, this is gonna be Tron's gonna crush us. I think Fire posted a neat Baz list that's on like a Moo Safecracker. We need an Ice HQ in theory against Baz. I think this is an okay hand. Thanks, T2. How many regoliths are we on? How am I excited for regolith too? Yeah. We need a Zaibutsu loyalty reprint. What are you worried about being exposed? How's it going, by the way? Leaf Fire. Okay, so we want to Ice HQ so we don't just get blown out. We can still get blown out by what's it called? We also could just ignore HQ and do Wage Workers into Ablative, install a Bass, click for a credit. That means that we won't have enough money. We'll be able to duck the transfer, which might actually be okay. Yo, Cold Lava, how's it going? So we could do 1, 2, 3, res, we're on 2, we install the bass. Yeah, that's probably like fine-ish. Without bones, I'm not so worried about this getting blown up. So if we click for a credit, that's bad. So I think we actually have to power draw last click, which is obviously super sus. But if we click for a credit, transfer comes through. I think we'd actually rather have the credit because if the blade gets challenged. Yeah, well, we could power draw here. I'm okay power drawing. That's fine. You generally don't want to draw last click as a corporation, but Wage Workers forces you to do silly things. I think Tuno in the matchup, in the replay, also did a power draw. All right. We don't care about this run too much. Nice. This card's really good and makes it so easy to trash things on turn 1 where Dirty Laundry didn't. It's actually a huge, huge difference. It should be obvious that it is. Power draw all day, every day. Bravado into the remote server. Okay, so we have to probably res as ablative to keep the Wage Workers. It's the most important card. At a minimum, we'll like triple credit. Tron could install a boomerang here, but then the Wage Workers can't get challenged. So it's like open market bounce. Card's good. Local meetup tonight got canceled because I'm sick, but now I can watch you. They cancel it if you don't show up? Holy crap, the power you wield. Hopefully you're feeling better though, real talk. I think we could do triple credit. If we install the auto campaign, it will get ruined. Tron didn't run this. Is that important? Triple credit is also kind of rough into transfer. I'm not going to Montclair to not see Lucas. You and I both. I'm sick too, so are like 4 of my coworkers. Beans. It was just going to be 3 people without me. And like, it's not a Netrunner party. I think we do this. I don't know. We can put Moonpool on the table. If Tron trashes it, I'm not too upset. Auto campaign, I don't want to put out there because Tron definitely trashes it. Everyone got sick at the same time. Yeah, weird coincidence. It's as if everyone did that to each other. I don't know if you work remotely at all, Ian. I feel like the work culture of going into work sick has come down a fair bit over the last 5 years. I don't even know what you do. I work exclusively from home, Lamau. Yeah, that tracks. Seems good. Crew? No, my beautiful ablative barrier. This is probably also with Devil Charm. I think I built a crew Baz with Devil Charm. I'm assuming that's this. The fact that you can Devil Charm at instant speed from Baz is like gross. I feel not bad about losing this. The Buy Band's clearing the tag is sick. If this clears the tag and trashes the Wage Workers, we're in shambles. Calling in from tomorrow to avoid carpal tunnel. My children are the disease vector. Yeah. Yeah. Now looking forward to my kid becoming a bioweapon in 2 weeks. You're going to be sick so much, Jeff, from my understanding. Look at our terrible board state. Look at us interacting. Oh, boy howdy. I hope we don't have to spam assets. Just kidding. The power vector of this deck is fully operational. The problem is fully operational. That's going down. If we don't put ice on the table, though, Baz looks really silly. Yeah, trash a Moonpool. See if I care. I kind of cared. Just kidding. Your kid is not starting kindergarten already? It's been like 6 months, right? I think daycare and kindergarten are different. I didn't go to school until I was 5 years old. And I turned out socially pretty under socialized as a child, so don't do that necessarily. We really need ice for this. I probably shouldn't have resed it, but I can't unres it. I probably should have drawn for ice because Tron is nothing to see here. To see. We need to find ice. Undo res. Draw. Draw. So we could draw once again. Res the Wage Workers. We'd be on 8. Discard down to 7. Respect. I don't know if we res this. If we res this, we have it resed. We can put the blade of... Yeah, let's draw once more. Oh, wow. That's not bad. So we have to throw out our least favorite card. I'm assuming it's the Elevagao. Daycare is going to ruin my immune system. Yeah. Did you put ice in the deck? I think Tuno did. We saw some ice. It's really cool not to have to play around Arasana and you just like snap res and don't give a you don't care. You don't have to ask for action. That's kind of cool. Best ways to deal with criminals is not getting security. Like Baz's text. In shambles. Imagine these were drafters or things. No shot. Moonpool for 3. Okay. It gets cards out of hand. That matters. This is the nano management accent. Okay, no, that's bad. Oh, this seems really quite bad. Auto's the worst card here, I think. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't. I wish it was not in the deck. I do not care for this card. It does not help you when you're losing. It doesn't even help you when you're winning that much. I do not like it. I'm gonna credit, draw. If we get transferred, we res the Bass. I would not click for 3 to an open HQ. Okay. Do we honestly res to duck the Bass? Don't think we do. Oh, it might be right to duck the Bass. How cursed is that? Just so we can't get transferred, so Tron can't get money. But Tron has to have a transfer now. Tron has to draft the Bass and transfer us. Oh my god, it might have been right to res the Bass. Yes, it was right to res the Bass. I hate myself. Real talk. I think it was right to res the Bass. Oh man, that's so bad. I think it was right to res it. Tron would have to trash it and wouldn't have the transfer here. We saved 3 credits, but it's more that we gave Tron 3 credits. Feels pretty bad. I mean, there's no shot that this doesn't happen. Are we allowed to concede this game? Like, we're not going to do anything cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it was right to res it. It looks really silly. Cool. NFL feels good. Clearing the tag sucks. I think we concede this. This is like, there's no shot we do anything. This is just going to be really, really quite bad. You can concede by putting install the enchantments. It's like we have no agency. We're literally not playing Netrunner. All we can do is click for credits. Yeah, I'm out. Very good game. It's a good game. Yeah, we got nothing. We got literally nothing. Yeah, I got nothing going for sure. Yeah, that's where I would just like throw it back. Yeah, no ice kills. Yeah, feels quite bad. Look, we had a cooler game on game 1, that's for sure. This deck was putting off pressure. Lucille's deck wasn't putting off a lot of pressure, so we could just kind of ignore centrals, which is what we did. This will slow you down for sure. That you saw in the replay. I think the Topon deck put off very little pressure. But I do think that there's something to be said about this deck, and I think people are going to explore it, and it's going to be really, really quite cool. I'd concede, yeah, I'm not going to shuffle for another game. I think we're going to jump to something else, but this engine is actually kind of sick. I think top-down solutions wage workers is like incredibly powerful, and if you have the fully operational money to play the nano managements, you can do straight nonsense. And I'm very interested to see where this goes. I think the agenda suite's the worst part about this. Like, I don't know what you do for the 5-3 slot. Maybe you do play Salvo because what other 5-3 you're playing. But like, I want to see this with Midnight 3 Arcology and just get YDLs back and do all that sort of stuff. As much as like YDL is probably not always the best card to recur. In fact, it probably is the worst card to recur on a lot of board states. Yeah, but the proof of concept is there. That's for sure. I think this deck is it's very cool. Hey, thanks for the game. All right, let's do something else. It's a Thursday night. It's 10 o'clock. We got some time. Hopefully you've been taking care of yourselves. Okay, I built something. I did my homework. Oh man, this is also going to be a bit silly and probably not that good, but we're going to have a good time doing it, I hope. So somebody already posted this list. This is a list that I've heard other people talk about this idea. I think it was something that was play tested and it showed up. I'm going to show someone else's deck first. Just so, because I looked up to see if anyone else published a deck and someone won an event with this to some degree of the word event. So if we look at Cacophony decks, you see a lot of Anarch decks, right? You see this in all different places. And then, of course, Padma, because Padma says charge. And so with charge, you can run R&D. And as long as your Cacophony has a counter on it, you can put another counter in your Cacophony. And that sounds like a fun thing you can do. Is that great? I don't know. I heard in playtesting it was technically a thing you could do and it worked out okay sometimes, but it's something that we can pursue. And what this player Quarkinator played You got Fermented Coalescence Engine. You have some spec works. You're on Knickknack as well. You're playing all the other charge stuff too. So you have environmental testing. You have Dr. Nuka. We're on 2 catalogers. We're on Onacom for a draw engine. And we're on Orca. And actually, Orca is the part of it that I'm the most excited about because Orca is a really good breaker. We're no longer in a bounce meta where if you install your Orca or your Lobosomia, it will be returned to your hand by the educator, the NBN educator. I never know the name about. So that's kind of cool. So if you get this thing down, it's actually pretty good. And the fact with this is you can charge your Cacophony. So you actually can, in theory, get your Cacophony to fire every single turn. All you have to do is run R&D. And when you run R&D, hopefully there's a sentry so you can Orca it, and hopefully there's Padma's ability so you can Cacophony it. Amani Sanai, thank you. Now, this deck is also not making sentries. I do think that if you have Orca as part of your game plan, you probably want to play Chromatophores to ensure that your opponent has sentries, because they probably just won't risk sentries. I think the other thing I'd want to try out is Game Dragon, because Game Dragon is really good with Orca if you can make things sentries, let alone really good with Lobosomia, which is another one you can play, which is kind of cool. You will install Orca from hand? Yes. And I think that's the other problem is, like, as seen as Coordinators run into this issue too, is you're probably want to consider playing Spark of Inspiration, but I think playing Spark of Inspiration robs you from the only econ engine you have in Shaper right now, it seems, which is like Coalescence, Fermenter, and environmental testing spec work engine, right? Whether you consider Knickknack or not. Like, I just think if you do that engine, you can't play Azimuth, so you have no acid tech, and you can't play all these cards, which are basically how Shaper keeps afloat for credits. So I was not super excited to play what's it called, Spark of Inspiration, the same way it seems like Coordinator wasn't excited. Now my version is a bit different. People are calling in chat about Gourmand, and I don't have Gourmand, but I did something slightly different. So this is the version I put together. It's totally untested. So we're on Lobosomia. Fine. We're on Orca and we're on a pressure spike. Our fractor situation, I feel like we should have 1 panic fractor. This is the one I chose. This might not be the best fractor. We can do some things here. We have a single Azimuth. We have 2 chromatophores to make things into sentries, and that's really nice because we have Game Dragon, so we can ensure that we're getting through with our Orca we spent 10 credits for, and we have 3 coalescence. Of course, we're playing Padma still. We have Rigging Up, we have Ritual, Spec Work, Sure Gamble, no surprises. We're on a single cataloger because I don't think you need 2 catalogers. The way that cataloger works with Cacophony is kind of goofy, so I'm playing 1. It's fine. You could play more for sure. We're on 2 DZs. We're on Lilypad, and we have a lot of ways to fire. We have a couple ways, I'll be not exaggerated, to fire Lilypad on our opponent's turn. And our breaker suite is like 5 MU at a minimum before we hit our other programs. So I do like the MU from this. I'm on Game Dragon, which I want to play Game Dragon a heck of a lot on the basis that it really stacks well with some of the bigger programs we're playing. I'm on 3 Gachapons, and this is something that old Arasana decks used to do. The reason why I wanted to play Gachapon twofold. Firstly, it allows us to trigger our DZs on our opponent's turn if we get a program. It also searches for virtuals, and so of course we need to find our Cacophonies ASAP. So having a virtual tutor, it seems reasonable. We also have a single Fencer Fueno, which is a virtual. That's not that bad. We also can grab out Daig if we need to, and I'm playing 1 Daig because I feel like if any deck wants to play Daig, we'll try to play Daig until we cut Daig from the deck. Daig should be cut from the deck. And of course, if we really wanted to, we can go get our Lobi or Orca for -3 credits with the Gachapon and all the other stuff. And that seemed fine. Very big thing is environmental testing is really good, and often this is a 0 credit install for 2 counters on your environmental testing, and that is really good fun. You install the Gachapon, you crack the Gachapon, and generally you get 2 programs and push yourself forward. Nothing else too flashy. We're on Nukas, we're in Envy testing, we're on 2 Stone Chip because of Don't Die meta. You can always charge things. We have no inherent ways to trash things with Cacophony. I don't know whether we need to play Gourmand. I think Gourmand actually makes sense as a cheap installable that draws cards and you can recur with Simulchip and the Lilypad engine. Like, that actually does make some sense. But this is the version I'm going to try. I haven't tested the game out, but I put together this earlier today. I have to choose between Daig and Flux. I think I'd rather play Daig than Flux, but Flux is definitely an option as well you could play. And maybe it works out even better with our environmental testing engine. I'd be surprised if Daig is ever the card we pull off of a Gachapon. It doesn't seem like the highest value card in any hand or any Gachapon, but if we have to get the cats, we'll get the cats. Lilypad with only 9 programs is a choice. It's not only 9 programs, it's the Simulchips, it's the Gachapon on their turn. I just don't know what other console we play in this slot. Like, we want to install programs. I think we'll reinstall our coalescences. I don't know whether we have to play muses. You're right. That's a low number. I think that we need MU and we want the ability here. I don't know what else we'll play. Like, do we play Onacom? I honestly don't know. You can crack the Gachapon mid-run with Overclock. You can. I was actually considering playing Madani and dropping Orca and all their big stuff on Madani and then overclocking with the Madani. I think at the end of the day, that actually doesn't save that much money. It's basically as good as a rigging up. Maybe it's more consistent on some board states. Maybe you can play Chesva. I've been playing Pantograph and it's felt better than Lilypad to me. Yeah, I could try that, I guess. We don't have really great installs with Pantograph. Like maybe you install a Stone Chip or a Nuka. I don't know, but we'll see if this is too much. I like the draw engine from this for sure. Someone Ba Ramu was cooking similar Kako meals. I was talking to Ba. I know I also tried to build the Orca engine in Anarch. I know Ba was doing that with the Anarch Spark of Inspiration as well. Or the Shaper Spark of Inspiration in Anarch. I'm pro Onacom. You have more events than programs. Yeah, I'm hoping that we recur enough programs. I do think the other version that's on Onacom, I could see it, but like 12 events did not feel like enough for Onacom. Then maybe I will split the difference and play the Pantograph, which I think is relatively cheap. There's also a chance that we just play 3 DZs and not play a console. And Onacom is probably better than the third DZ, I would say by a mile. But yeah, you might not even need a console. I can't tell. I was playing Panto, but hit MU pressure, especially with Azimuth. Yeah, and Orca's 2 MU, Lobi is 2 MU. So this felt reasonable. I haven't tried it. I don't think we're like terrible into assets. I don't think it's gonna be our best matchup. We have Azimuth, we have Dag. Cacophony is in theory, not Dag, sorry, we have Fencer. But Cacophony in theory is an asset matchup card. But like I don't believe in this as a way to win assets. It's just a way to like have a thing on the table that says you got to play a bit faster. The other card that I actually would consider playing, and this is why I want to play like Cacophony in Phoenix, is I think I want to play Enga in Phoenix. Because Enga in Phoenix says the first run every turn, they sabotage 2 cards functionally, and that sounds kind of sick. Unfortunately, Enga is just like a bit of a hard slot, but I would consider, like I really want to try Enga in Phoenix. And for 2 influence, maybe you could play Enga in the Shaper deck. I honestly don't know. I do think that's going to be a problem, is this deck needs to be able to run R&D every turn. Can it afford to do that? Big question mark. Does it have any good reason to do that? Bigger question mark. But I think that's one of the big problems with Padma, is for Padma's ability to be good, you need to be wanting to run R&D naturally, and this deck probably doesn't do it. So we'll cross that bridge in just a second when we figure out what this looks like. Super Corridor is 2 MU and helps with the don't die meta. Cranked, how's it going? I mean, not with more agency than what we're playing. So +1 maximum hand size. Actually, no, that's not bad. I forgot about this. The matching credits is like very, very difficult to do. We have no way to dump our credits into things. But I think if that's the meta we're playing into with like Stone Chips and Lilypad and Simulchip and Gachapon, like I think our don't die is relatively solved. He says, about to die to 3 bladder warts. Cacophonix. If we're on Dag Fencer, why not get an influence back with Meeting the Minds? Because it's a really expensive card, and it doesn't work with our Gachapon. I also just don't like that card. Like I think that it has to be said. I just don't like that card. I don't care for it. You're on Ari? Oh, are we? We are. Good catch. It honestly might have been a better deck. It's under C. Captain Padma is Bister. Good catch. It would have taken me at least 2 turns to figure that out. There is also some value with like just keeping Coalescence around and like bouncing off R&D, but we'll see what the worst dice they put on R&D. For Orca Sparky, I've seen the Anarch deck use Buffer Drive to just drop the Orca on top. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you need to do that, Zelty. I think that's a bit slow. I think that's like a panic option if you lose it to damage or whatever. But that is the only way to put on top of your deck in the format. There used to be other ways. All right, I'm assuming this is Wayland Assets. We have the double rigging up Coalescence Azimuth. Like we have the acid hand as much as we don't have a way to break ice anywhere in the near future, and we don't have card draw. But like rigging up to Coalescence is potentially like an 8 credit play if you run R&D. We have Cacophony, which can fire with Azimuth. This hand I'm going to keep and hope that we draw into a Nuka. Duckling kept as well. She's off. Good luck. Thanks, you too. The problem is like we want to be able to deal with ice very quickly, and I think that's something we have to solve. Maybe we should just be on Propeller, and then Propeller is our cheap way to use our chromatophores aggressively. Cacophony's gonna get above the lot. Like, of course it is. Flashbacks to Tuesday. So this is the issue, is like we have to install the Cacophony. Do we die on turn 1? I think there's a chance. But like the right place, install the Cacophony, but it's probably inappropriate to spend that many credits on this thing. So we could do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. I feel like we don't need to get Cacophony on turn 1. If we get the Cacophony down, we're gaming. But I think we just do Azimuth, charge 3 servers. We might have to rigging up in the middle of this, but we have 6 credits. We're trying to trash, like Cyber Sands might get cracked. I think she can let us trash the Cyber Sand. But it could be awesome. It could be awesome, but I don't want to go down to low hand size and die to Aziaf on turn 1. How's it go, by the way, Seth? It's a hostile. Okay, so she has no money. Can't trash this anymore. It's a Svi. Oh, that's really bad. So she has to Svi this card. So if anything, we trash this card. But I think now we don't trash anything. I think we just install our Cacophony. Wait, this is only installed cards? Yeah. So we could do Cacophony, run HQ. Hope for a trashable. Ow. We'll see what she has to res here, because it can only be a 0-cost card. So if she Svi's this card, she just has 4 credits. That's okay. We're definitely going to need some card draw here. But next turn we can charge a Cacophony. I don't think we're worried about this. And above the law is really bad, but of course it is. Ice on R&D. There's no bad face check, right? So I think we can let this go. If it's a Bladderwort, we take a damage. So rigging up into Coalescence is a lot of cards, but it is a lot of money. We can definitely draw once here. Okay. No cards in hand. So we can just rip off the top of the deck and get so many Cacophony counters. I think that's play. So we'll draw again. All right, we'll do this. Charge. We won't take all the counters off of it. We can always leave one. So we could run here. With N6, it's a lot easier to make Super Corridor work. Why, D? Can you just dump your credits? So we'll run R&D. I won't charge the Coalescence. I'll charge the Cacophony, because if we trash a card, we get another... Oh, Cacophony, yeah, you can get it. No further. Oh, that's on initiation. Show me a Maskarovka. No further. Okay. It's a Fly Swatter. So we can do the Cacophony damage here. Okay. Yeah, fine. Actually, no, sorry. Now we can't... Sorry, you're not meant to do that. You're meant to leave one counter on the Cacophony because we can no longer charge it. Hey, David, hope you are doing well. I posted a link to my Dave of the 5 Rings articles over in the Neon Static Discord. Oh, thank you. Sick. I'll check that out. I think with the name, I can probably find it, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I think we're not meant to deal with that. Okay, so we can charge this. The Splatter Ward goes down. We lose our hand. I think that's okay. There are trashables on the table, and as you meant, yeah, I think we have to deal with the hostile, though. So in theory, we have to trash the hostile and the Bladder Ward. So that is 7 credits. I think we can always run R&D to get 2 credits with Coalescence. It's a click for 2 button. The problem is I want to trash first so I can charge a Cacophony, but I don't want to do that. Yo, Pat, how's it going? So we need to deal with the hostile. It's her best card. We need to deal with the Bladderwort. It's her second best card. It's the card that's killing us. The card in the hand is a Fly Swat. No, she shuffled. We don't know what this is. So if we run this, we take 2 damage. We go down to 3 credits. We can take the Coalescence. We can run hostile. That's fine-ish. She can res most ice in the deck here. I hate that window. Adding that window just for 1 card, it gets me. It's an Afshar. Oh, that's really good. Oh, D, you're behind on chat. Okay, that's not good. So we probably have to run R&D here to charge the Cacophony and charge the Coalescence. We'll keep drawing. That's fine. Getting a Fencer would be pretty good. We have to charge this. We can take 1 counter off of it. She can't res. Slash and burn, okay. Cacophony charges, so if we run back, unfortunately Captain Padma is the first time. So we can run back, and we're just trying to charge Azima, but we've already done our thing, so I think we can just draw here. Getting a slash and burn out of hand is pretty good. If we install 1, we die to slash and burn SEF, but she has to top deck all of it. We'll just keep our hand full. That's really good if we keep this and don't lose it to damage. F. That's the worst hit. Anuka would be really great here. We also remember that she ripped cards. Where did she rip them from? Like, running archives has some value. I need to pay attention to where she sabotages from. 3 from R&D. Okay. So we need a draw. Running R&D is reasonable. We can charge the Cacophony as much as charging our money might be better. This event, imagine stalling a 10 cost breaker or whatever. So I think we have to deal with the hostile this turn. Actually, I don't care. I don't know what else we're going to be trashing. So I guess we could run archives first, see what happens. It might charge the Cacophony, which means that we can charge the Coalescence. Let's see what's in here. Nothing. Fly Swatter? Okay. Oh, because she saw the card that we saw, so she didn't trash it. We can go R&D for a single. I guess we're charging the Cacophony, just doing damage. Spin, yeah. Charges the Cacophony, pretty good. Could be another spin. I'll just draw. Stone Ship on the table is good. Sabotage 3 keeps the Cacophony. We are milling. We've sabotaged 6 on turn 4. It's 2 from... She had cards in HQ? No, 1 from HQ, 2 from the top of R&D. Okay, all unknown cards. We are milling each other. She does 1 damage, we do 3. Okay, she's on 4 credits. We haven't seen a FUT yet. We want to get the stone ship on the table. We'll draw once. Spec work into the coalescence is probably the play. Okay, Fueno is great. So we do Fueno run server 7. We force her money. She will be able to duck res the bladder ward if she needs to. Otherwise, we can just do fence or run R&D. Actually, it's probably better to do stone ship run R&D. If we trash something here, we'll go to the Cacophony. She can res something. What caused you to choose violence? Oh, Shylendra, that's fun. We lost the rigging up, that's fine. 2 credits. The ZF, okay, Cacophony charges, so we can Cacophony. We sabotage 9. She has to go from the top of the deck. We have solved the meta. Open Cacophony Azimat. No fencer! She was so young. Shylendra and R&D is really good. Like, we're going to struggle against that. There's no way around it. Did she Svi? Yeah, she Svi'd to trash a card. Okay. We need to trash something on the table. Running HQ is also totally fine. Draw once more. Okay, we don't need to play any of these cards. Maybe I'll just deck. Yeah, I think we're going to try to. I think we just let the Shylendra fire every turn. I don't think we care. As long as we trash something on HQ this turn, this is fine. Like, she might be losing 4 cards a turn. Okay. Okay, that's good. I think we can just run HQ and look for a trashable. Running archives is also fine. Okay, there is a spin there, so she has agendas in hand. Otherwise, she wouldn't have res that. Good game. Yeah, just touch cards. Just got to the D you're behind chat. Oh, that was cool. That was kind of cool. We don't need any very massive Orca breakers. I don't think we have the time to get them on the table. That was wild. Surely there's something in archives. Yeah, spin doctor to the table is not unlikely. We saw 1 spin doctor. Anything in archives? Like, this deck didn't have a lot of cards in hand, so the sabotage hits even harder. But that's the idea. Then we hit 3 more cards here. So it's an anthill in server 7. Archives actually had 3 more points in it, so we found both SDSs, and she's down to 19 cards. Cacophony technically didn't do anything. You're not wrong. It made us run. But Cacophony forced her to ice archives, but it didn't actually do anything. It just let us see different cards. But isn't that fun? It does put a clock on. Like, eventually this will do something. You also don't have a lot of ways to procure breakers besides drawing them naturally, finding them a gachapon. No, for sure. For sure. Our card draw is really bad. If we open with a Nuka, we're okay. We singled and won that way. No, I hear you. Yeah. I've just been clicking cards. Yeah, just touching things. Things worked out, I guess. Caco technically trashed a fly swatter, which would have been a cheap way to push out of R&D. Yeah, but it's like, it's a random card. So the fact that we trashed a fly swatter, we could have equally trashed, you know, an envelopment or a cyber sand. You can argue which one's more important. All right. I put the agendas on top. View X is a different random card. You've technically changed the game. We had a sick opening. Like, let's be honest. We had Econ, we had Azimut, we had a Cacophony. If we had a Ritual or a Nuka, that would be a better hand. But we had a good hand. How much of JNet is just assets? Okay, this is going to be a hard deck to face check into. This is a matchup. I'm assuming that we have to quickly find our... I'm assuming this is RH Glacier, that we have to find our big friends. Veru kept. Our hand is but besides the Ritual, so we'll mulligan this. That's a much better hand. I always struggle to install these cards before we hit a single environmental testing. All right, double ice. Let's see if Vera can discard a card. Upgrade on HQ. No idea what that is. Literally no idea. Bringing up into Coalescence is fine. We don't have to commit to that. We could do Sure Gamble. We could Gachapon here. If we Gachapon immediately, it's not like we need Cacophony down as soon as possible, so we could rigging up for the Coalescence. I think that's kind of fine. It's actually, there's more value installing your Stone Ship now, because in theory, if you install your Stone Ship now, you can crack it before start a turn and have a better chance of finding a not ass Ritual. But I think Coalescence rigging up is okay. And then we won't take all the counters off of it. Face checking is a bit difficult. On 5 credits, we can maybe get away with it. But Veru kept this hand that doesn't seem to have any money in it. Maybe this is a ganked. I honestly don't know what this could be. All right, she's getting credit turn. They're getting a credit turn, excuse me. Yeah, RH gets a credit on our start of turn, it looks like. All right, well, let's just keep drawing. I mean, ugly, 4-click runner, feels bad. Gachapon could hit our breaker, which we can afford to install. I think we'll try. I really don't like hitting this before we find something, but if we find an Orca, we're just like so in it. We'll install an Orca for 8 and just start running. Especially when the Orca run might be free. So we'll Gachapon. Azimut, Cacophony, DZ, Optimizer, Fencer, Frontal, Ritual. So I guess we're going for the Cacophony. Cards that we're going to shuffle back. So Azimut we don't want back. Fencer, Frontal we don't really want back. So I'm going to shuffle back DZ, Ritual, Spec Work. So we need a steal or trash to get Cacophony to do anything. Vera's on 14 credits. We have to be worried about everything. Find a big breaker. Our card draw is really bad. That actually helps. I will now rigging up the Coalescence. Just to draw, charge. In theory, we could take more money off of these, but we don't need to. We'll spec work next turn. If they're playing at this rate, we're playing at this rate. I don't know what they're on. But no remote service so far. Maybe this is fast advance. Maybe that's a Holloman. I don't know what's going on in HQ. I'm pretty sure it's a ganked. I think that's my upgrade, I'm guessing, to see hopefully the least. We just need to really go get our big old Orca before we face check. Maybe we actually have to be worried about big Kogates too. All right. Are we ritualing on 3 clicks? No, probably not. Upgrade could be Mitra. Yeah, I guess it could be. It's not unreasonable. I think we just stone ship to draw here. He says not playing the ritual. Okay, that's good. Unfortunately, we don't have a program to play, so we could just simul-chip back our Coalescence after we play the environmental testing just to get the card draw. I'm going to do it. This actually might be too much tempo, where we don't need the tempo and we can play value in this matchup. But it gets this faster, which might not be necessary. Next turn, we'll do Nuka again. We don't have Ashen, so once we deck out, we're actually out of cards, which can matter. So we need to set up sooner than later. This could easily be Regenesis or even Holloman 5-3. So this is like the turn that we have to run. That might be ugly for us. Start with the Ritual. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. We just have to draw our breakers. That seems really difficult. This has to be Regenesis, right? Or maybe Veru just like scores a Sisyphus with Holloman. I don't think we need the DZ here. Dag. Ugh. Can't believe we made a Shaper deck with 0 SMC or Muse. It's really ugly with our sweep, but it might be right. Some plants. I wish Dag had threat text like Debbie did. That would be so much cooler. Whatever. We'll hope this is not the worst case, which is Holloman or Regenesis. I don't know what this would be if it's not either of those, though. Yeah, I think they will score out before we make a run, which, like, I'm feeling silly about that. Oh, that's fine. Free charge? I don't think we need the charge that much. Okay, so now we're on La Costa 5-3, so that's fine. We can deal with that. Top deck breaker. Ah! That's so bad. No cat? This is only when you steal it, right? Oh, scored or stolen. Okay, never mind. This is free charge. I forgot. That's actually okay. We'll definitely install it this turn. Yeah, we'll get the cat down. Excuse me. Yeah, and Dag gets you charged. I forgot. I thought this is only when you do things like Cacophony. So that's good to know. What are we charging though? Like we want to charge the Cacophony, but that means we have to steal something. It's funny they can charge the Nuka or clicklessly draw 2. You figure out which one's better. I'm worried about overdrawing. So we installed Dag. Maybe we just use Nuka again. Yeah, this is a really bad draw. YOLO R&D and hope for a trash. I mean, with this hand, we probably can't afford that. I think we lose our simul chips. We're a bit upset. But I feel like we can YOLO R&D. And we'll just like... I don't know. What blows us out? Like... Snake? Yeah, well, Sisenton won't kill us, but Snake will be a problem. I don't need to get 9 more credits. Let's see what Snake is. If we steal or trash, we can do a Cacophony, which means Day can charge Cacophony. No res? The heck? Sick. That's a good trash for like multiple reasons in this matchup. So I'm assuming we're going to need big money. So I'm going to install the environmental testing and then throw out the Nuka. Dag will charge a Cacophony. Lacosta, no surprise. Let's see how bad this is. If it's Sisyphus, we'll be happy at least that we're playing Orca. It doesn't look like it's a Regenesis push. Sisyphus, normally Andre would be upset. Here, notice how he's composed. Something very strange when this gets scored out. He's not upset. 11 credits. They kept their money. The server has to be expensive. But now, as long as we break code gates or sentries cheaply, which we will when we draw our big thing here. Oh my god, we drew both of them. And then we drop the giant fish. Do we draw a card? I mean, probably. Maybe we don't? So now we want to run R&D. We're worried about code gates. Do we die to double code gate? Yeah, we shouldn't risk it. We should just install Lobby as well. Insufficient MU. So true. Run RD last click? Yeah, we'll go. Install chromatophores. Oh, that would have been better, but I want to install chromatophores on something they res. It actually might be more responsible to charge. Nah. I don't care. So they want to do this. They have no further action. Snare last. Oh, that's cool. That's good. That's good for that to be the card that we accessed. Dang. We will sabotage 3. Let's see where the cards come from. 2 spin doctors are out. They did 2 from hand, 1 from the top of R&D. Okay. Dang, we're good. We're going to have to use our simul chips on our coalescences now. That's our econ engine. But we have a rig. We have cataloger. I don't know what this upgrade is. They are drawing. Petty cash was trash. So actually, we do charge up RH. We should run archive sooner than later. Just for the flip. Okay, the ice is gone. So hopefully they have something massive here. Big old snake would actually be pretty bad. I think we break it for 4. So we want to find our game dragon. Okay. Do we Nuka? We have 1 more Nuka in the deck. So I think we're okay Nuka in here. But I want to find the game dragon because game dragon beats Sisyphus so well. Nice. Calling this wrong is a bit ugly. I'm assuming they'll do double code gate sooner than they'll do double sentry. So we'll do this on the Lobby. This hits the breakpoint of a teeny, I think. Gamble before game dragon. You're right, but we'll retcon it by just playing simul chip and it does the same. But you're not wrong. Cacophony. It's a microweb. Okay, so I'm glad we put this here. So let's see what this does. This has a double microweb. So we don't have to break all the subroutines. In fact, we only have to break 2 of the subroutines. Luckily, the strength of this is going to sustain. So we match for 1. We'll break the first and the second. And then if they want to pay a credit, we'll pay 2 more credits. They can now make us do it again. They did. I don't know if that's a great trade for them because we retain strength. And there's only 2 subroutines we have to break. This has to be a snare. Okay, we're very good. Dag for Cacophony. Ow, my heart. I'm going to throw out the Cacophony. We'll sabotage 3 more cards. All right, that is going to be 2 cards from HQ. Day Cacophony is so sick when they work. Yeah, it's really, really good. Clickless petty cash. Villainous Andre strikes again. The thing is, if they res a sentry, we can still charge the Cacophony. Like, we don't have to be too precious about it. This engine's fun. It is really cool. They're drawing, so I want to run HQ here. Card in their moat server. Now we have to run that. Okay. We need some money. Game Dragon, I'll keep it there. For what it's worth, if we want to run R&D, we should do it now. We just need to steal 1 more point before we're on Cataloger. But in theory, we should run now sooner than later. Because as soon as they res another sentry or code gate, this actually becomes like 2 more credits to break. Obviously, this looks like it could be an issue. So we could consider running this. So I think we do gamble. We can always like coalesce and simulchip flicker if we need more credits. I think we just do gamble, run this remote server. I don't think we ritual. We have a stone chip if we need it. I don't know if we have to be worried about anemones. This doesn't seem like an obvious anemone deck. Running archives makes sense with 2 spin doctors are at. It's a boat 2. Okay, that one's pretty big. It is not a code gate or a sentry, so we only have to break this once. So we could actually let them trash from hand. So it is 1 for strength, unfortunately. This now being a fractor and a code gate breaker is really good to Game Dragon. And so we'll break X-Berry Subroutines. Is this a charge card? Yeah, kind of. So we can't break more barriers. How many credits do you spend? So hosted power counters, we need to break. I guess we'll break 3, right? So if there's another barrier, we can't break it, but Vera's on 3 credits. So worst case scenario, it's a little barrier. Like a Samak or the other one. Oh, we're good. Use Stone Chip? Oh, F. Yeah, we could have used Stone Chip on the Lobby. We got too much information. Yeah, we should have used the Stone Chip on the Lobby before, so we'd keep it counted. That would be very, very good, yeah, before we go through. It's a Charlotte Casador. We'll trash that for Cacophony. This is an Anoetic. We'll trash that. La Costa can stay. Okay. So Microweb still only costs so much. Running HQ could be a Mitra, could be a ganked. I think we have a credit issue. We're still doing Cacophony. I think here we want to run archives. But yeah, we definitely should charge a Lobby because now if they don't res code gates, we have to break all of Microweb to get the code gate counter. Ugh, yeah, so that's bad. We definitely should charge this. It's going to cost us a fair bit. We'll run archives. They could just lose, I guess. Nothing. 2 Sisentons, every spin doctor, and a hammer. Okay. Yeah, we want to fully break Myco. The problem is we can't afford to fully break Myco. So here I think we just do Simulchip for Coalescence. Yeah, that's rough. I think we just Simulchip Coalescence for a card draw, gain 4. I don't know if we want to run HQ. A Mitra seems like it would put Vero back into the game. So I think we just wait for more sabotage here and click for a credit. We'll run R&D next turn. Sabotage 3 kindly. I think we will have to break this fully once to get the low butte counter back. We unfortunately did it to ourselves because you can only charge card with counters on it, barring endurance for some reason. I think that makes it playable. The sabotage turns their ability on though, which is like not great. Okay, it could be a Charlotte. They know we can't run this. We in theory could like Simulchip or Lobby, which is kind of cursed. Game Dragon stays. We have a cataloger somewhere. Let's find it. Okay, there it is. We've run out of money. What did they score out? Proprio is pretty bad. Is Lobby Orca Padma real? Liam, I have no idea. Seems fine though. It seems okay. For what I don't know if the Cacophony is even the best part of the deck though. Is making Myco a sentry useful? Oh, that's actually a good call. Making Myco a sentry is breaks for 4. It's about the same. But it breaks it twice for 6. We break this twice for the same. We have 1 more environmental testing in the deck. That is the last econ card. At that point, we're going to struggle a bit to get enough installables, but we do have another one. We also have a pressure spike for the remote server. Yeah, we can't charge this card. The Lobby being out of counters was a huge misplay on our part. We could run archives. I think that's fine to run archives. We just need to force a code gate. Make Boto a code gate. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Yeah, we can just do that. Why don't we do that? Man, I want the last, what's it called? Environmental. Yeah, we can make it a code gate. We have to break it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You put chromatophores on Botu, and now it can be used with Sisyphus and also Mycoweb. Oh my god, you're right. If we put the chromatophores on it, we turn on Mycoweb. That's really funny. I think. It's like the worst thing for us. That being said, it's a code gate, so we can charge. F it, that seems funny. I wish we had longer money. Maybe we need a telework. We need some long game money. There's no way charging Coalescence is going to be worth it. I guess we'll run this. So this is now every type. We can break it for 4 with Orca. With Lobby, we break it for 4, but we actually get a counter. We're back in. They have 4 credits here. The octopus's influence glows. This chromatophores is really sick as a way to charge Cacophony with Orca. I like that a lot. Where are we back? Oh my god, we made it a code gate though. It turned on Sisyphus. It made Myco better too. Oh wait, this chromatophores was terrible. It turned on Sisyphus. It turned on Myco web. Yeah, that was just bad. It's okay. We'll simulchip it or something. Thanks, I guess. Yeah, I needed that counter. I mean, yeah. Can we let them trash 2 cards from hand? Again, we only break this for 1 credit. So we can break for 1 credit to make them trash cards from hand. Yeah, we might bounce here. We could just take the damage too, but if we lose the cataloger, we're cooked. So at a minimum, we take the damage and force them to throw their hand at us. Like, I don't think we want to do that. We could pay 2 more, but then our money's bad. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Oh, it's 1 card from hand, right? Let's see if they do it. We have a finance issue. That's probably very clear here. We ideally want to get a counter on the Cacophony. Might stone chip it in a pinch. And then we'll run archives. I feel like if we could sort our econ at this point in the game, we'd be happy. But our econ is kind of limited. So they trashed a card. Okay. So I'm going to run archives. The finance issue, the 18 credits of icebreakers. Yeah, but they're pretty good. Pretty good breakers with Game Dragon, right? Send a message. Okay. So we're in game point. So cataloger will get there. Dag charges the Cacophony. Let's see what they res. They definitely want to res Code Gate or Sentry. It's a Cloud Eater. Okay. Luckily, we don't have to do that text. That's a scary subroutine. So now we can just fire Cacophony. Discard down to 5. Yeah, okay. 1, 2. It's because no DZ was installed. I honestly don't think it would have mattered that much. We definitely could have got one down. Of course, it's a Charlotte. They pre-advanced it too. We had 1 influence left over. We went for Fencer. I think I'd have Pinwall here at some point. But now we do win to a single cataloger if we can get through the Michael web twice. So we know exactly how much money that takes. I think we're going to have to simulchip a coalescence for 4 credits on a card draw. It's technically 3 credits on card draw because of the cost of simulchip. Ideally, we ritual into the... If we draw an environmental testing, do we have enough installs? Pinhole is good for Cacophony. Yeah, I don't think I've realized that. It's quite good for Cacophony. Rigging up could be worth the slot. We're on all 3. They've been really quite nice. Okay, thinking. So we could break this for 2-4 and probably win the game. You could charge worse environmental testing. Yeah, you're right. We could. So I think we move the Game Dragon to the Orca. We break this once for 6. I think that's our win con. If they score out a proprio negation, we're not in a great spot. So I guess we do ritual. If we do environmental testing, simulchip, that's probably fine. Oh, we spec work this first, right? Draw a whole deck. So we do spec work, environmental simulchip, yeah. That's cursed. We can get rid of the chromatophores on our own terms. And then I'm going to stone chip charge the Cacophony so we can use it. It sucks that we're not using our Padma this turn. Why are we moving Game Dragon? I was considering running. I was going to put a chromatophores on the microweb. I think we're going to do it next turn. Oh, we trashed a program this turn. We should probably simulchip. Thinking. Sorry. Hold on. Never mind. It's fine. Fine. I should have simulchipped. Yeah, we might have wanted to do that. Thanks. So we've already trashed a program. How do I close prompt? Hold on. How do I fix this? Okay. You can trash the Octo next turn. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Nah, it's okay. I'll just... That's hard to fix. Okay, so we'll just fix it manually. 1 sec. So, fixing manually. So we'll close this prompt. Hopefully there's no ramifications. Choose a target for simul. Oh, you can just close your prompt out of that. Okay. Draw a card. No. You want Octo for spec, though? Yeah, we'll spec this Octo if we need to. Let's see if they score out or not. They're drawing. They have 10 cards left. There's probably agendas and archives. We've sabotaged a lot. I think we're just going to drop the Cataloger and hope. We know that they don't have Spin Doctor, so shuffling is going to be difficult unless they have a Moon Pool for some reason. Okay, we have to plan our turn. So we can spec work the chromatophores, put the chromatophores. They're scoring out another 5-3, it seems. Again, Sisyphus stacks into Game Dragon favorably for us. But we can break this for 6. We install Cataloger. I think we're short a turn. Catalog chromatophores will pop envy testing. Yeah, but then we don't have enough clicks, right? If we do Cataloger, chromatophores, run. Oh, no, we can. Yeah, we just don't spec work this one. We just trash it. That's fine. We'll just trash the Coalescence instead. This is strictly not necessary. So we run R&D. We charge the Cacophony. We could charge the Cataloger, but we don't need to. The weird thing is we see the top of the deck, we know what they sabotage if they sabotage from the top of the deck, which is kind of fun. So then we break this for 4 because it's a Sentry. We can charge the Cacophony. We can charge the Cataloger. If they want to send us back, it costs us 2 credits, so we will. Such as Orca Game Dragon. We'll do Cataloger. The Fuji's on top. That's good. GG probs. Yeah, I would say that. Oh, Scape Net? They have you have Scape Net? Oh my god. Scape Net. They had our number. I hate that this card is like actually seeing play, and that would just like totally remove from game our Cacophony with like what a cursed design. I'm gonna ask for action. We know the spins are out. And we just click this back. Yeah, twinning is scary for sure. A lot of corpse leads to twinning moderately. Good game. They had 9 cards left in R&D. Yeah, it's quite. I can't believe I hit 2 spins on singles. Yeah, they got very unlucky on Spin Doctors. That's what the deck is meant to do. I think we have a finance issue. Maybe we need to close the game out faster. How good was Cacophony? Honestly, I can't tell. It's cool that it has 5 charges. Like, that's kind of neat. Thanks for the game, eh? I think it does more to the emotional state than it does to the game state. But how many sabotage did we get with Cacophony? Cacophony to sabotage. So we did sabotage 3. No, that's a double. So we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sabotage 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would have sabotaged 18 cards if we ended this turn. Sounds like a big number. Kind of is. 18 cards is a big number. What should we change? Is there anything we've learned? 18 is a big number. The Dag felt fine. Nuka's good. Environmental testing is good. Fencer Fueno we haven't seen play. I don't know what else to play. Stone Ship's good. Sabotage 18 is about how much Acid can do in a game. Yeah. First ice on our being Sice and Maiko also blue there. Oh my god. I knew because you didn't res that it had to be something really, really bad. Good game, by the way. And then like the Maiko is also kind of cursed as the first ice, which is the Maiko problem. A lot of valid targets out there. Twinning Cacophony, Simul Chip, Double Charm, Companion's Wake. That's the thing is like, do you think Cacophony charging it is better than charging a Wake or a Twinning? My guess is no. It's more fun though, but there's a big chance that you get more for your buck by just charging a Twinning or a Wake. And it's easier to play. I've been testing Maiko, but it really should just get cut. I think there's going to be cool places for Maiko. I just can't tell if it's Reg, Jinteki, Glacier. I feel like you already have so many good cards that fit that sort of slot. Like a Mlinzy, not a Mlinzy, sorry. An Atini is really good. A Vampy is really good. They cost about the same. It's a one of, yeah. If you draw it early, it just sucks. It's more disruptive. It's definitely more disruptive. No one can argue that. Fencer sounds good into acid matchup, but Pinhole sounds really good for low trash games. Yeah, I feel like you just need an acid solution, though. I feel like without being able to tutor the Azimuth, without getting Gachapon, I feel like we need at least 2 cards, and even that's a bit sus. Yo, Heat, how's it going? I lost one too many times to Twinning and just put 3 Scape Net in my HB deck. First game was Baz, and here comes Twinning. I Scape Netted, they play Wake, and they play Conduit, then Mary. I cried a bit inside. I think that's going to happen. For what it's worth, they had your number. I definitely wouldn't play 3 Scape Net, because 3 Scape Net says that you want it in your opening hand. That's how you generally should look at 3-ofs, and that's definitely not the case with Scape Net. I think playing 1 of makes sense if you're really into playing 2, if there's enough targets in the meta, but 3 is so much. There's already 3 Atini. I was just bunky draw. Do you have a Vampy though? You're not even playing Gourmand, so not maximizing disruption. So far, it doesn't seem like we've needed it though. You're right though. If we run HQ and trash cards from HQ, then the choice on Cacophony gets more difficult. Like there's some truth in that for sure. Vera, what was the upgrade on HQ? My read was it was a Mitra or a Ganked. The Gachapons haven't felt that good. They just have felt a bit too slow. Like I haven't been putting them down. Vampy's kind of mid. I'm spending influence on MIC instead. Oh, I like MIC. HQ is Mitra. Yeah, it's 3x as Econ. Okay, yeah. I didn't want to run to give you Econ. I was run out of frustration. The biggest access they did was sing 7 cards. Do you want Urban Art Vernissage for economy? So Urban Art Vernissage is going to be pretty inconsistent because we only have 2 of these cards, 2 chromatophores, and we don't want to install them until the mid to late game because we need to get our breakers up first. So I'd rather have an econ card that we can play on turn 1, right? Like we don't have creative commission anymore. That's obvious. But like the problem is like just getting to installing our big stuff. Chromatophores is like useless to bounce with Urban until we're fully set up. And that's the problem, right? It's also, yeah, it's very click intensive. We're not Arisana, so we actually have to install the chromatophores, and that also stinks. So it's mixed. I wonder if we can play Muse. Probably not. Mycos and that Obelisk are pretty inspired. I don't think I've seen that. Cut DZ for telework. That might be a me problem. But telework seems okay. It's not a card I want in the opening hand, but maybe 1 telework goes pretty hard. Do we want to consider rigging up? Not rigging up, Into the Depths? Like Into the Depths is like a run-based card. We need to get through ice, which we're not great at in the early game. I feel like the pressure spike could easily be a propeller, and then we could do propellers aggressively with chromatophores. That might be a play line that we don't have access to with our chunky breakers. I could see telework. I just don't know what we cut. Maybe it's a DZ. DZ's good, people say. When they install it, feel good. Is there no consideration for Stargate here? I don't think we have the MU or the influence. I would love to play a Stargate. Like, I think that's the thing, is I want a reason to run R&D, and we don't really have one. Okay, this is going to be a matchup in which having economy is going to be important. Now, we have a hand that has Cacophony Fencer, but we don't have economy. I don't know what Synapse does, but it's like usually a grind and an economically funded grind. Thanks, you too. We're going to mulligan for economy. We'll see if they kept, so we want to mulligan for economy. Propeller Chromatophores has been great for me. It seems good, yeah. Chromatophores Revolver. Also faced Arzon playing basically this Padma list several times, and just know that having half the ice be terrible in R&D because of Orca charges is super stinky. Didn't know the breakers going in. Oh yeah, our breaker suite, especially with Game Dragon. Oh my god, if we didn't have Game Dragon, we'd be pretty upset into Sisyphus. But that's where the Chromatophore seems really nice with the Orca charge engine. I have to mulligan this. That's better and still keeps our very fun card. That's good. I don't know if this is asset spam. There was 0 Synapse players at the event on the weekend, which is like definitely a bummer. If you want to see more NBN identities, this just did not do anything. Padma respect. I have to respect the people respect Padma. If we install a Cacophony and trash the Spin Doctor, do you think they let us do it? I just don't want to install 5 credits worth of cards like Cacophony trash seems bad. So I think we'll do Surge Gamble, Nuka, draw, and then install our favorite card here. Environmental testing drops us pretty low. I don't think we're worried of getting Dag down immediately. We want to install the environmental before the DZ, so I guess we just install this and say 5 credits is enough. We'll Nuka next turn. Base checking into, we break for 2 credits if we get our Orca down. We deal with just about every sentry that NBN can be playing. I don't know what the numbers on Seraph are. I think it's a sentry. Called Synapse wrong, so that was going to be a cool deck during spoilers. Yeah, it seems, I don't know. Like, we still have to figure out if Franzi's playing assets or just like IP enforcement. Okay, this hand's bad. So much for staying for not installing Caco and going after the spin. That's so much money in this matchup. But like, if you just get tag held, like you're not going to play the game anymore. This hand is really quite bad. If we can install a bunch of cheap things, we're good. The issue is we can't do that. We need to draw a Coalescence a year ago, and we don't have it. So how do we possibly get out of this hole? We might just play slow. Issue again is we have 2 chromatophores and our breaker cost 8 credits or 10 credits. We don't have a rigging up. This hand is very, very ugly suddenly. So I think we just have to lick our wounds and just say 2 credits is enough. Start fresh with the DZ relationship. I'll get to it. Notice how I installed DEG first. It actually might have been better to install the DZ first because then programs are cheaper because we need to get the environmental testing to pop to have a game. I don't know what in the remote server we have to check. They're like seamless launching out of crypto. I don't think that's going to change the game that much. I wish Synapse did anything interesting. Okay, there's some Padma respect. The slower they go, the better for us. Spin Doctor's probably protecting something here, so I think we just click for draw. I don't think I want a Nuka here. I think we could honestly click for 4. If Nuka hits anything, what's playable? I think we honestly click for 4. I think I click for 4. Because I don't want a Nuka with 2 credits. Because the only thing we can play is Coalescence. We could do DZ into Coalescence. We can discard some of our cards. Yeah, let's Nuka. Okay, that's fine. That's actually really good. That's really quite good. That was incredible, let's be honest. And if I install DZ here, we can Gachapon on DZ on our turn and on his turn. So we hit the environmental testing. Okay, glad that we did that. So now we can Gachapon for the DZ. Let's find a Coalescence. Cacophony, Lobisomu. I mean, we got it now. Shuffle 3 cards back. Game Dragon, Sure Gamble, Stone Chip. And then we'll fire the Gachapon again. Yeah, Lobi's fine. It's not hard casting because we saved 3 credits. Because we saved Gachi and we saved DZ. I don't want to crack this Gachapon until we draw another copy of environmental testing, but we might not be able to be that precious. We actually probably will keep this Gachapon until we install the lily pad. Because we have a lot of coalescences and we need more value. Playing Padma Cacophony, you bet. And we have Lobi and Chromatophores and Orca, and it's been pretty fun so far. It's actually genuinely been pretty fun. On advanced card, my read is that we don't care. Do we fire Gachapon? It doesn't actually impact anything on DZ besides the big breaker, so I'm not going to do it. And we have the big breaker that we want to install. This is our second Nuka. I think we can draw through it. Sick? No, not sick. Thought about it, wasn't sick. It's pretty bad. We have a spec work. All our coalescents are in the deck. DEG doesn't have a charge target besides Lobi. Huh. Wanted to play Spark and Shaper, but there's a lot of resource economy options. Don't seem that good. Yeah, I think you need your programs for economy and Shaper right now. I don't think you can play Spark without having a huge impact, unless you're spending all your influence on like criminal run based stuff. But I couldn't make it work. Maybe in Anarch you can do it because you don't have to play the Anarch programs, and then you can Spark an Anarch. But in Shaper, it feels like all your cards care about your programs. I don't know how you Spark. In Anarch, also you can play like the Run 3 Centrals one, the toolbox. So don't want to install a bunch of cheap things. DZ's alive well here. We could Chromatophores, Run Centrals. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Spark and Essa seems fine. Or like I would probably also play it in with 17 influence in your friendly Phoenix. Install cheap things, don't care. We could get the lily pad down, which is pretty expensive, and then hope that we Gachapon into a coalescence. The odds are relatively high. I don't know what this is. Regolith would be not great, but at this point. Maybe we just play around Crypto Crash. We'll install the lily pad. Oh, we actually could like install Chromatophores and spec work the Chromatophores, which is maybe okay. What is the worst card in our hand? So I guess we just install the Chromatophores. It can draw a card, that's fine. Don't like most of this turn. Okay. So we'll spec work that into Gamble. We need the ritual. We need the spec work. We need this hand is really good. We maybe shouldn't have drawn it. Gacha first for Cole. I think we're going to do it on the opponent's turn, if anything, but I think we're going to wait for in testing. What's the worst card in her hand? It's not the Gamble, is it? It's probably the Simulchip. Toss Orchid and sell a Simulchip. We could do that. It's just about as good as drawing a Rigging Up. Yeah, maybe that was actually fine to throw out the Orca. Second Spin Doctor? I don't see how we have enough cash on hand to wait for MV testing. Oh, well, we have Coalescences coming up, and Coalescence is like good enough. Like, we really need to get a Coalescence. I think we will Gachapon on their turn. They've jammed no agendas. They shuffled 2 face downs back. So the Spin Doctor is getting used before we even drop a Cacophony is good. They should know we're on Cacophony. We removed one from the game. Again, they're not threatening anything. Pings, fun houses, those are going to be problems for us eventually. But I feel like we can just never run for the first couple turns. All right, they're doing the same play that we didn't respect. So we'll Gachapon on their turn for a Coalescence and thin the deck. Nailed it. Coalescence, Coalescence, great. We'll draw. So 3 more cards to shuffle back in. We're going to do the rigging up. We're going to get the Coalescence. We probably need the pressure spike. Maybe we don't. How do we deal with infinite pings? I think installing this program is probably not our best case. The stone chips are like not incredibly important. But if we don't have a fractor, that might be a problem because they're definitely playing 3 pings. They might be... Is there a barrier in NBN you're playing right now? Okay. All right, we're back into the game. So Crypto Crash now is ugly. We can either Ritual or Spec Work. God, I hate Ritual. I hate Ritual so much. Chromatophore relieves the ping problem. Yeah, but like imagine pinging a Chromatophore. We have Lobby. Yeah, I'm just worried that Lobby will run out of charges. I just don't want to be caught in that case. Synapse can play Capacitor behind Funhouse. Yeah, I guess they could. Okay, so we can get the big whale down. I think we will. Imagine it's like headline into Retribution. At least we'll have 2 more simul chips somewhere. Okay, we can charge the Lobby if they score out. We're on 5 credits. Clicking for a credit kind of sucks. I don't want to run last click. I'll click for a credit. If it's a crypto seamless, we're in a bad spot. Who wants to lose 7 credits or 6 credits? But now we drop Cacophony, run centrals, and hopefully just clear tags. We want to make sure we're running early so that if we clear a tag, we can see the card because Synapse reveals the card they install. So you have your whole like rest of your turn to deal with that problem. But the breakers are here. We just need to charge the Cacophony for the first trash or steal. And they might not have that many trashables. Like that actually might be a problem that we're not on Gourmand. I can't believe we've like played 5 turns without running. I don't feel terrible about it. Big chance we'll spec work to Chromatophores. Actually, it might have been right to simulchip back the Coalescence. Oh no, but we installed a program, so Lilypad sated. I've been thinking that Brawn might be correct in Synapse. Why do you think? All right, they're still not doing anything. I'm fine with that world that we live in. I think we don't do anything if they don't do anything. Oh, sick. Okay. I think we have enough things to install. We'll ring up the Coalescence because it's plus 4 credits. Yes. Another environmental testings is a bit greedy, but it means that we don't end our turn on 7, which is a nice spot to be. Oh, actually, we shouldn't have taken all the counters off of the Coalescence. We should only take the ones we need. It's a nice way to play around Crypto Crash. Sorry. It's actually very important you leave the counters on here. Now, in theory, they could Retribution you, but if we have no reason to take these, we shouldn't take these. Just that plays around crypto really well. So if we do second environmental testing, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to need it. Harder to click than usual, and NBN barriers are awful. You have to click through it too. It's like nice that the tags get ugly. It's like why I like Managarm in NBN with a maze. It's because if they spend their clicks dealing with your stuff, it's harder for them to be reactive. Uh-oh. Touch-ups? What do they call program? We don't flatline to this. So we lost an Azimuth. So it's just a headline. Okay, cool. So it's just a headline. We have a tag. I'll charge the Coalescence here, I think. So Daig was score gain 2. All right, that's the scariest card. Luckily, that's out. So we'll take a Coalescence. We'll remove a tag and see what happens. So now they can reveal and install a card. Issue with the Synapse effect is that you show the card you install. I'm guessing it means that you need a card. You need cards you know install matter. And if it don't matter, the runner doesn't know what it is. Yeah, the reveal is massive. All right, so that's not a great card for them to res. I guess we just power out here. I wonder if they're on kill, if they're on touch-ups, but then it might just be playing new cards. Coalescence. Okay, that's good. That's a lot of installs. So we'll Coalescence to draw. Look at us playing Netrunner. Stalling all our cards. We in theory should Fencer. We don't want to run last click, so we don't. Getting out of the Cacophony, I'm not really excited to do that. So we can just install simulchip. Synos has shown me JK surprisingly. Pay 1 for Fencer Fleno. I honestly don't think we do. Are we allowed to pay a click and a credit for Fencer Fleno? Like, what do we think we're going to trash? This is the second Spin Doctor. I don't think we Fencer here. We'll see if that's wrong, but I'm not. I don't know. Paying 1 for Fencer is fine. So as soon as you have to pay 2 for Fencer, I'm like really upset with what we've done. All right, they've gone through a bunch of cards. They shuffled back 2 agendas, and they don't have a lot of money, so we're going to start running here. Hedge fund last click. Okay, so they heard my money comment. That makes sense. We'll start with the ritual. Okay, I think we're very comfortable now. We should know the bottom of our deck to know exactly how good or bad Gachapon is. 1 more install gets us somewhere. We're running click 2. I think that's not safe, so I don't think we run this turn again. I'm so sorry for this gameplay. We could spec work. Oh, we bottom through our deck. Install Cacophony. Yeah, this turn I think we're fair doing it. You can run R&D to charge environmental testing. Yeah, but I don't want to run last click because if it's a ping and then we clear the tag and then they install in server 3. Like we just have to run click 1 or 2 or not at all. So I think here we just pass. When we run R&D, we'll charge on environmental testing. We also can just like simulchip coalescence on his turn if he pushes and we feel like we need more tempo to run. That installer, for what it's worth, like Shaper does feel a lot like that. We could just be on deep dive, but like if we don't have a reason to run, why would we run? We don't have really good payoffs for running. And our installing engine is exactly where the whole engine is. Like it's doesn't seem like a healthy place for Shaper, but Shaper's really good because of all of those reasons. Like we've made 0 runs so far and we are like have a disgusting board state that our opponent is afraid of. Now we're going to run into a behold. Okay. HQ's probably really full up on juice. It probably is. So we have 2 breakers. If we find a barrier, we actually could bounce with Lobby. Or we could like simulchip or chromatophores if we really want to. But there's only so many pings on the list. So I think we'll just run. I'm okay with them flooding up. Like we don't have to stop them from losing. We just have to stop them from winning. So Doom Scroll, we knew that. Feels like maybe not the best res when we break for 2 and charge environmental testing. I'm actually going to charge the Lobby here. You can charge endurance without counters. Sorry, endurance can charge endurance without counters. Endurance's text to give endurance counters is not a charge effect. So you're right, Tron. To charge endurance, it has to have counters, but endurance doesn't charge itself. That's the distinction I was trying to brought up. I didn't phrase it perfectly. It's a good call out. We haven't seen a barrier yet. Let's just get 9 credits. This is the first time a turn you break a sentry entirely. And if they res something horrible, we can always like just chromatophores. It's a Sadievna. All right. They gave us money, so we can choose what from this we want to break. If we lose a cataloger, we're a bit bummed. Give the runner a tag we don't want to do. They can draw 2 cards, so I think we're just going to break the tag. Just keep a cataloger. Okay, we have to play a bit harder now. They draw 2. It's an embedded reporting. Cacophony gets counter, and then we can, oh, you can dig after. Oh my God, that's so sick. That's so incredible. Tag is fine. It makes them have an ability. You're right, it was probably fine. Oh God, that interaction's sick. That's so sick that you can dig first. We haven't fired Padma once. We just need to deal with the Spin Doctor before the Cacophony fires. I'm okay emptying the Cacophony. I'm assuming they'll crack this though. And they have to be hella flooded, and this server costs us 4 credits. We can't do that infinitely, but now we run R&D, and then last click we remove a tag. Maybe that's a bit sketch. We haven't seen a ping. So Planogram and Touch-Ups went back in. I wonder if they're a kill deck. We're not on threat 4. Public threat underline we can beat. I don't want to spec work this right away. I think we'll draw, and I think we will sabotage 3. I think we're far enough ahead that we can afford to do that. Nah, we have Orca. Oh, wait, we have 2 clicks left? Yeah, right. Just keep our hand. I'm not gonna sabotage 3. I'd rather charge this with Orca next turn, because if they push, then we charge Cacophony, then we charge Cacophony. Again, that's actually really important that you keep a counter on this so that your charge effects work. We have no more stone ships, so our charge effects are Padma and Orca and Dag. And they have to score some more points. We are assuming they're on the next big thing, so they can win in 2 scores maybe. But if they're playing touch-ups, I'm assuming they have some sort of like end-the-line combo. Maybe they're also on orbital superiority. This is kind of fun, as much as we made like 1.5 runs this game. I'm having a good time with Padma. This is my favorite Padma deck so far, that's for sure. The alphabet series, we can fix it. We were stuck on C for about a year. I have no doubt Francie feels a bit cornered here. Full weed smoker, you think? We just got our music. C for Cacophony. It's C for Captain, apparently. Alphabet series, yeah, Cat. I had really good intentions to do a deck dive on every letter of the alphabet, and patrons voted on their favorite option for each. And we got like maybe through number A, B, and then hit C, and I totally crashed out on Padma. I really did not enjoy it. Oh, mini Oppo. I'm okay with that. Just point C of this video and move on. If we remove a tag, what do they do? Put an ice here? So I guess we want to run this first and then remove the tags. Oh, but then they can't put something in their remote server. If they put ice on the server, do we care? I guess I'll remove a tag, see what happens. I'm not that scared of this server. So they didn't do their ability. This is only the first time. So yeah, they'll show you the ice. Are we on rejigs? No. I considered it, but I don't think it's actually that big. Rejigging a coalescence here is good, but it's like the problem with us, our deck is not getting good stuff when we're set up, it's setting up. Break 3 subroutines. Oh wait, actually the amount of subroutines matters. That's really funny. Unfortunately, Orca doesn't care. So we can charge the Cacophony into the testing. The testing is more responsible. The Cacophony is more fun. Rejig's better than Gamble, but only if you have a coalescence, and we're not even playing Muse. Right? Like only on not very few board states, but not on every board state, and that's a concern. I should have hit the break all button, excuse me. Auto campaign? Yeah, it's a Cacophony trigger. I'll remove tag Gamble, then we'll Cacophony. 2 spins are out. Let's see where the 3 cards come from. They're on auto campaign. 3 hedges are out. What else do they have for money here? They put a predictive back? We haven't run R&D once. It's actually okay to run R&D while they have something in their remote server, because if they don't have a remote server, that was 2 from HQ, 1 from R&D. Okay, so their hand is probably 2 agendas. Mandatory draw and maybe 3 agendas, I don't know. The fact that server costs us 4, pretty good for our protagonist over here. We have to worry that we have to win the game before we run out of cards. The issue is, can they win the game before he runs out of cards? We lost our cataloger, which stinks. Because that is a way that we get to 5 points to close the game out. Running archives also could do something pretty big for us. I don't know if they're on... He's on Stink Tank. We have to respect Stink Tank. If we're going to run archives, we should run archives very early. The fact that running archives gives us Cacophony Dag triggers, like, it's just a perfect loop of sabotage. For all this deck has done so far, we've only sabotaged 3. Like, another Oppo, but no board state. Okay, so let's clear tag, see what happens. He has to reveal it, so we know if it's an agenda. We know if we have to run. Synapse is, like, kind of cursed. Showing us an agenda on the remote server with 2 Oppo. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Okay. I guess we'll spec work. We should actually maybe consider that, because now we have to simulchip this turn. I think we will simulchip this turn. I don't know what else we'll simulchip for in the matchup. So I'll simulchip to draw. Azimuth, okay. I don't want to run last click because of Stink Tank. So I think we'll just click for a credit here. We have to be a bit respectful again. We're just trying not to lose. Sabotage 3, no, I'll keep charges on Cacophony. Actually, running archives, we could sabotage because Dag into Cacophony. Yeah, we probably should have done that because Dag works first when you run archives. They're drawing. YDL for 4, not bad. See if he pushes. He didn't push last turn, and he knows that we can run it. So ice, okay. So he didn't have ice last turn, so we should just run HQ here for sure. Because he did not have ice last turn, so his hand has to be hyper flooded. Let's see if it's a ping or a funhouse. If it's a funhouse, we'll probably bounce. If it's a ping, honestly don't know what we'll do. We might bounce as well. It's an end pot. Oh, that's cool. Oh, we have a Game Dragon in the last 2 cards. That'll be pretty good. So this has 2 subs. So we'll break it for 2. Don't hit break all. So he still spent more. This is all types. So if he reses this ping, we actually break it as a sentry, which lets us charge our Cacophony. It also lets us charge our environmental testing. We have a tag. We'll break it with the Orca, which is really funny. So I guess we'll charge the... I don't think we're gonna have a problem firing the environmental. We'll charge a Cacophony. It's much more fun. Embedded, yeah. So Dag charges the Cacophony. We charge the Cacophony. So funny. This is such a cool interaction. Cheaper to break with Lobby, yeah, but Orca charges. And with Lobby, oh, we would actually charge the Lobby. That might have been better too, yeah. I think our charges are like overkill. Okay, so we got 5 Cacophony charges here. I think all we're gonna do is... like running archives will win, but it'll probably win next turn too. Yeah, you're right. We could broke it as a code gate to charge the Lobby itself, which is fine. Definitely could have been responsible to charge the NV testing once there. I mean, I'm not too concerned. 2 oppos are out. We don't have to do anything. Sabotage 6. We can chip this turn. I'm going to chip on another turn where we actually can use the draw. Like, ideally, we trash our environmental testing by firing our Game Dragon. Not that Game Dragon actually works on any of these servers. Game Dragon boosting Lobby on Endpot doesn't work. This server is already 2 stack sentries. We break for 2 each. We are grinding. But it doesn't seem like he has a strong win condition, unfortunately. Like, his win condition seems to be attritional. But if we're controlling when we're running, there's not that much attrition to have. So I'm going to run Archives first to charge... Okay, I'll charge environmental testing. Sorry, R&D to charge environmental testing. And then hopefully we'll run Archives. Poke R&D, yeah, we'll poke R&D here. We're assuming there'll be another ping. If that's the case, we'll bounce. We won't bottom our Lobby out. Well, we actually could if we run HQ, because we can ping low. Oh no, because you can't charge. Oh, this doesn't charge if you break a code gate. It's a fun house. I think we just end the run there. This is an issue. You want your outermost ice to have teeth, because we can now just bounce off of this to charge Cacophony. It's not the best click for us, like, I'll be honest, but it's an option. This might just win the game. Nothing. Never mind. So 2 touch-ups are out, 2 obbos are out, 2 spin doctors are out, but nothing. I guess we run HQ last click. They can't behold. Cacophony will fire. I think there has to be agendas in here. Yeah, we'll run HQ. This charges the Cacophony. Worst case scenario, we hit a tag. We'll clear the tag on 2 credits, so you can't really score on the remote server. Endpot costs us a bit more. Costs us everything? Wow, that's good ice. We charged the Lobby though. Oh, we could have charged the Lobby on the first time. Actually, that might have been better. And so either we can pay 1 to charge the Cacophony. I don't think we need to charge the Cacophony anymore. I'm just going to break for 1. I'm going to break it as a code gate. Fly swatter. Okay. I'm going to just click for a credit, I think. We can do the simulchip shuffle. I don't think we need to. We'll just lean on the bird. Give us more cards. We want more cards. Yeah, maybe we should have 2 catalogers. I can't tell. That was 2 from R&D, 1 from HQ. I'm assuming the fly swatter went from HQ. That doesn't seem particularly good into Lobby. Cards for the card god, yeah. Like, he's on 2 credits. I don't know what you do here. I mean, we could run that. It costs us something. It charges Cacophony, which seems pretty good. We always remember we can shuffle the Coalescence, but yeah, we're now in click for Credit Town. I don't know if we can fit a talk in here, but we just need slightly more money. Or we have to win faster. I think if we had the Cataloger, we'd be okay. Maybe we should have just taken the tag. Break 2, charge the Cacophony. I could have just hit break all. If we trash this, we charge the Cacophony. Fully break. Maybe the last Spin Doctor. We want to hunt that. It's an auto. We'll trash that. So now Cacophony can charge. We'll bounce off of R&D to charge. Just it's not interesting, but whatever. And the run. Look at us twitting without having to run. I think he's in prison right now. I feel kind of bad. Running HQ is responsible, but when you can do this, why? I don't think we can lose. So why do anything else? He really needs to find the last Spin Doctor. We'll run Archives first click. YDL for money. Okay. So Big Oppo could come through, but we haven't stolen or trashed. Oh, we did that turn. Never mind. Hand has to be loaded. He built this prison for himself. Maybe. We steal an agenda here and don't win. It's a bit ugly because then Oppo's online. Remastered. Okay, so we don't win. On bigger picture too. So the last oppo, we have to make sure we have enough money. So then we do DEG to Cacophony. It's so funny. So here I'm just gonna make sure we have enough credits to not be able to clear from oppo. Not that Francie can do much because of the credit differentials, unfortunately. So, oh, I thought we had a spec work. We don't. So I'll simul chip shuffle for the coal. There's the game dragon. So far it's not doing much. We could just bounce R&D. We'll charge the Cacophony. Sorry about this. This sucks. End the run. Credit. Sabotage 3. Oh, sorry. Sabotage us. Sabotage 3. He has 12 hit points left and a spin doctor. Leave a counter for money. I'm never going to charge the coalescence. You're right, we could, and then we can use this as a magnum opus, but I feel like the Cacophony is just a much more fun win condition that wins in like 3 turns. Yeah. We have enough Cacophony to mill? No, we have to mill the hands too. I feel like this is the best DEG has ever been. Yeah, this has felt really good. The fact that DEG can charge your Cacophony is sick. Or the other way around, the Cacophony, then you DEG. Wasn't last spin in archives? Oh my god, it was. Good catch. Yeah, I didn't see it. Last spin is here. So server 2, server 3. Okay, we could technically lose on this board state. Aloy. Yeah, that's a good catch. One card in HQ is probably an agenda. I think we just run both of these. Let's see if we can res something big here. Funhouse would run away. Yeah, that's fine. We'll run away. On 5 credits, we're not scared anymore. We have no worry when he's on 5 credits. All the touch-ups are out. It's a lamplighter. We break that for 2. Charging the Cacophony. Orbital, good game. Yeah, he was against the wall. Good game. Sorry for the sabotage prison there. Didn't feel a big reason to run. But that was unfortunate. That was turn 16. That was a slow game. Thanks for the game. Yeah. Synapse just... This deck is a working problem. Probably needs more work. Good luck with it. Yeah, it's just... There's a lot of turns where he didn't do anything. We have to play around it, but he didn't have the cards to install, which screams that he has agendas in hand. And like, for what it's worth, like I don't like doing this because this is promoting bad Netrunner. It would have been much better if this was a twinning and we ran HQ and won. But yeah, we just don't have to do anything here. DEG, Cacophony, it says 6 counters. We could sabotage every card left over. It would have been so much more funny if we did. I wonder if he is on end of the line. Maybe he's on auto campaign to do like some sort of tag combo with Orbital, but we've seen so far 369 influence. Maybe he's on one end of the line because he's on touch-ups. Maybe you're just on touch-ups. Prison Shaper? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Isn't every Shaper modernly Prison Shaper? I feel like every Shaper, unless it's like Deep Dive Jam, is a Prison Shaper. Hey, it's LT. Auto just feels like trash bait to turn on Oppo. Yeah, it's something that you have to run. Like that deck would play MCA if it could. Hey, best of luck, have fun. Ace. Zelty is from my meta. Plays interesting brews. 3 Scape Net. Actually, Zelty's on 3 Scape Net. Wait, what are we doing? This is gonna be bad. I'm pretty sure Zelty just talked about being on 3 Scape Nets because of frustrated with criminal, and we're hitting it with Cacophony. I'm gonna keep this hand. Ritual needs to find a coalescence. But we're pretty sure Zelty's on 3 Scape Nets, so like we just have to play Big Rig Shaper against PD and hope for the best. He's gonna be feel very good about putting 3 of them in there. All right, remote server turn 1. Do we face check? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. The problem is we have to do this first. All right, we didn't get what we wanted. R&D is wide open. You saw our other opponents iced up R&D on turn 1. We have the Nuka here to slightly punish it, but I'm gonna face check this. I'm not too concerned with this. It's like Jaguar Rundy. Like, what could this possibly be? Drafter, I don't care. If you pay 3 credits for Scatterfield, I don't care. Just stay 7 credits above the corp at all times. Yeah. Good old Trace. What is it? Trace 7? No install 2. Okay. So here, if we want to be hyper aggro, we can run HQ, which has an agenda in it. The Zelty Mull? Zelty capped. So this can only be an auto or a Nico. That'd be good. A Regolith would be good too, but we can't really deal with it. So we could do like Nuka run R&D. and then just get another charge. I feel like the R&D axis is so much worse than the HQ axis. This is where Padma causes you to do weird stuff. We can set up a Chromatophores spec work. I don't want to do a Cacophony run R&D in case we steal our trash. I just don't think that'll happen. So maybe we can do Nuka run R&D, but I just don't think we need another Nuka counter. I think responsibility would be like run HQ Nuka. Or like Nuka Chromatophores. Yeah, Rego would be really good. Rego seems right. I was so concerned. Okay, good to hear. Yeah, I think we could do Nuka and just pre-install Chromatophores, which will spec work with this hand. That's the ice that you're least likely to trash. So I'll put it on there. Rego's really good for Zelty. Yeah, F. Do we nuke it before we spec work? Yeah. Okay. Ordering kind of sucks because we can't charge environmental testing by running R&D, which we kind of would, but we have the early econ issue. So I think unfortunately we have to spec work here. Maybe we should have realized that if we spec worked, we would have money, and then having money is good. Yeah, well, you're right. We needed money more than cards, especially because we drew this. Is this a matchup I installed DZ? Why Nuka first? I don't know. I thought I would draw into a Coalescence more consistently, which is how we get out of this hole, but that's definitely not the case. So I think we have to spec work the Chromatophores, but then we're on way too many cards in hand. So maybe we don't. Maybe we just do environmental testing Stone Chip. Could you draw? Could do anything different? Coalescence is the only card that we're drawing for. Yeah, it seemed like a good idea at the time. In hindsight, it's not. But if we draw a Coalescence, we're not punished. But yeah, that was wrong. That was definitely wrong. If we had a Gachapon, we could do environmental testing Gachapon run R&D. So if we do this, we're up on 9 cards. I think we have to now. Okay. That's ish. That's okay-ish. So we're discarding 2 cards here. We'll get rid of the DZ. I'm so sorry. So it's probably Sure Gamble Environmental. Hopefully we threaten R&D here. So we discard 2 cards. We're not PD. I'm going to get rid of the DZ. Game Dragon doesn't come back. Scatterfield doesn't work well with Game Dragon. Stone Chip is probably not that important. And here before my nightly shower. Enjoy your shower, Gandhi. How's it going? Don't need Game Dragon? I don't know. We can't recur it. We definitely don't want to install that quickly, but we'll see if we need it. Against the Scatterfield, no. Okay, Ice on R&D is really good. Drafter bringing back this is not great, but at least LT's not jamming, which we'll take that. So here, if we empty our Nuka, that's fine. We have more Nukas and more card draw. So I think we start with the Nuka. Okay, I wanted to find a Coalescence, but apparently the whole deck is just draw Coalescence. Andre's relationship with these are the best. It's the best channel bit that's come out recently. I mean, like, I just don't want to play it. You usually don't want to play it. My fiance was playing Padma earlier. Was it Cacophony? I think we just set up. This will definitely find the thing we want. We'll get the dig down. Okay, this will find a Coalescence. Gacha Crank Gacha or Lily Gacha. Yeah, we could definitely Gacha Lily here. I think we will. Doing it on our turn will waste the draw usually, so I'm going to do it on Zelty's turn if he pushes. If he doesn't push, we might not. Okay, we'll definitely do it here. Coalescence, Fencer, Gachapon, rigging up Stone Chip chart room. Okay, cool. So we'll go for the Coalescence, draws a card. Another Gachapon's really good. We'll crack the environmental testing. We need to find our breakers. I forgot how much of this deck was finding your breakers. Shuffle 3 cards back. Coalescence. I'll do Gachapon rigging up because we need to draw those. Okay, that's going to be a done for me. We're going to get rid of Fencer, Fueno, and Stone Chip. Great. Toss Fuenza, Stone Chip. Exactly. So, start turn. Fine, if you must. We'll gain 2, and we'll just spec work this. We need to find a big old friend. That's not a friend, but we can greed here. Worst case scenario, Seamless launch out of 4-2. I guess ADT is the worst, but we are far behind. We could have pressure spiked through this for, don't look at the numbers. If we had the Chromatophores, we don't. So I think we'll continue to set up. We haven't installed a program yet. I don't feel like I want to install a pressure spike before. This definitely should be a propeller. Oh my God, this should be a propeller. Oh, we would be so good if this was a propeller. Do we face check R&D? Maybe Shaw. It was literally just how many power counters could be put on the deck. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's going to be Envy Gachapon, but I don't know what else we do. That's 2 cards out. Oh, man, we should definitely change the propeller. Yeah, propeller cope. It's definitely real propeller cope. So, but the problem is, like, what's our last click? So, do we draw and throw a pressure spike? We might. Do we install Pressure Spike? Actually, we probably do because it draws a card. So we should have done that before the Gachapon. Not punished. But we'll just get that on the table. Whatever. We have environmental testing. It's fine. We'll Gachapon again because we can afford any of our big breakers. Cupeller. Yeah, we'll install the pressure just because of the lily pad and the environmental testing. So we'll see what Zelty does here. Oh. Hold on. Just be careful. I can fire Gachapon to draw before you score out. If I want to protect my hand. No big deal now, though. Okay, so we need to deal with this. It's core damage. But yeah, anytime that your opponent has a lily pad, you should always, before you score out, ask. No, it's all good. No stress. I wouldn't have. Thank you. All right, Rego goes back fine. So we need to deal with the Scatterfield. The Jupe stat again, another Elevagao could happen, but we're on 1 core damage. We lost the spec work, which is fine. Dig. Oh, hello, Dig. We'll go again. Chromatophores. At least we have our pressure spike, I guess. Chromatophores. Draw a card. Okay. So DZ doesn't go back. Simulchip, sure. That's a weird jump scare. Shuffle cards back in. I think it's Nuka Simulchip, he says on a tower of 20 credits. Simulchips are basically sure gambles. All right, we probably need to deal with this. If we can deal with this remote server next turn, another core damage is really bad. We don't want to take the second core damage if he has the Elevagao. We could start contesting stuff. We definitely need to draw a breaker, but I think we drop Cacophony and trash the Jupe stat and then start having pressure. If we get through the Scatterfield, oh god, we should have a better refractor here. We have to boost, break. I don't get why playing a runner deck like this is bad Netrunner. To me, this is just like playing a control deck MTG. I would hesitate to call this bad magic. Abbreviator, it's definitely not like a value neutral term. For me, I don't like Netrunner that doesn't involve a fair bit of running. That's the fun part of Netrunner, the interaction. When the corp just sits there and you build your engine and you'll be like, oh, if I don't win by turn 9, I lose the game. A lot of people think that's bad Netrunner. Again, not value neutral. You don't have to listen to me. But like the last game where we made our first run on turn like 10, like that's not good. But admittedly, that's also a response to our opponent's deck that wasn't presenting problems we felt like we had to deal with. Okay, thinking. How do you know what time it is to run and when it isn't? Based off of what they're representing and what the fear is. So say that Zelty puts an unadvanced card in server 1. The worst case scenario is that it's a 2-point agenda largely that he scores out with a seamless launch. If that's the case, fine. Like we take that risk. Some NBN decks, if they have an advanced card in the remote server, you have to worry. They could score that out, give you a tag, and then punish you for the tag. So it's super dependent on the matchup and what you think they can do to you. Say that they're on 5 points, right? And they install something in the remote server. That could be their 7th point. So you have to run it there. Exactly. Yeah, so it's very nuanced. It's the majority of Netrunner is figuring out what you need to interact with, and obviously the corporation installing other cards face down. That's gonna be a trick for sure. So again, we have to break this for an Izzy mount would be good. We have to break this for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's all our money. Let's draw once. Rigologger, chip, run R&D. I think I'd rather deal with the Jupe stat. I think we don't win by locking R&D. I think we play prison. Unfortunately, this is our money. But I don't want him to have the Jupe stat because 2 core damage, we're kind of cooked. We don't have to break all these subroutines. We're going to. Okay. So we install a lily pad. We could have saved a lot of credits. Oh my god, we could have saved like 6 credits if we had Propeller. We remembered to make that change. We could run R&D last click. It's really bad if it's a drafter. It's very quite bad. So we probably either draw. Yeah, we draw with the second Cacophony. Okay, that's bad too. I'm going to keep the Cacophony because we got to. Oh, we have 4 hands. Nice. But of course, I'm going to assume Game Dragon doesn't do anything in the matchup. See what you mean. I know it's a groaner for some people to play against a more controlly runner, but I find a lot of joy in removing the corpse options and choking them out. Oh, for sure. I just feel like, yeah, people have opinions about that. No matter how you play the game, people are going to have opinions on it. But I do think people like the game when it's more interaction based because you can only really as a corporation interact with the runner when they're running. And so if you find a game that you just lack the ability to interact, a lot of people don't like that as much. Scatterfield got cheaper. You don't see that all the time. This little thing now costs a little credit. This is only a regolith. It is a regolith. Resing this regolith last click, I do not like this play because you basically clicked for a credit, but gave us full information what's on the remote server. Now, the upside is you can empty the regolith faster to get the remote server, but Zelty has now given up the one thing that he had here was us not knowing what this is. We could have guessed it's a regolith, but that was a click to spend 2 to gain 3, which is a click for 1. Now, we still have to run it and trash it, and we have to force ice res, but I'm actually happy forcing the ice res here. It was one of my favorite IDs for that very reason. Yeah. Interaction, I think, is largely dependent on the corp setting the pace of the game. Yep. Yeah, for sure. But again, you could have a runner that does. As the shaper, we have to interact now. Like, notice as LT is doing more for us to force us to interact. If our opponent had a regolith, we'd actually might consider running it. Oh my God, I hate ritual. First click drawn to ritual feels so bad. I'm going to do it. Oh, that's good. All right, this gets cards at our hand. We might... Okay, running RD last click is a bit bad. Yeah, ritual does not feel good. So I think we install a simul chip here. We'll probably trash the SD Met on his turn. We'll see what happens when he gets 12 credits. It probably won't be good for us. We'll rig up the Somim eventually. I just don't want to do it last click, especially when we've already fired Lilypad. Ideally, our goal is just to fire Lilypad every turn. But once we get the Lobi Somin down, we're still worried about Drafter. Actually, this deck is likely to be on Jaguar Undy as well. Kind of like it when both sides can force others to take different approaches, even if some of them approaches are feel bad. I kind of like both sides having strategies that I love to hate. Yeah, Luke, I do think also like some people are happy if the corp is winning more than the runner because it fits their narrative of what they think the world looks like. And like, it's kind of cursed, but also kind of cool. I get that too. Again, anytime somebody tells you about what they like or what they prefer, someone says what's good in Netrunner, like you don't have to listen to them. All right, we'll just coalescence again. Yeah, that money feels bad, but this is actually likely a big deal deck, so we probably should aggress this turn. It's either we ritual for Lobi or ritual, sorry, rigging up. We probably ritual actually. Okay. Okay, we can face check with this thing now. Can we afford environmental testing first? Environmental testing, rigging up Orca, run HQ. Wait, that was expensive. Wait, that was way more expensive than I thought it would be. I need to do that in the other order. Sorry. Do you mind if I reorder that? We might just get salvo testing this turn. Run R&D for Cacophony. Yeah, I just don't want to empty the Cacophony. Thanks. I need to hit the coalescence first, and then we'll still rigging up this, but we need to get the money from this. Okay. That's way better. We can't run. Yeah. We're on 3, but environmental testing will crack. We have a sure gamble. Worst case is Zelty does a big deal here. If Zelty bigs deals, we're on functionally on 3/2/2s. Okay, we're good. Rigging the leaf is better. We get a bonus credit. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because we get another charge, which is we could have been 1 more credit. Actually, pretty big. Pretty big. Yeah, it saves 3 because we not only save 2 on coalescence, you lose 1 because you install for less, but you get another charge. It was strictly correct to rig up the coalescence. It feels weird because it costs less, but you get the actual charge on it. Very, very not great. It's so annoying that you can't rigging up a Kurapira. I hate that. Least favorite interaction, you cannot rigging up a Kurapira in a meaningful way. That annoys me. Do we have enough installables? Oh my God, we always deck out. How many installables do we have? We have 2 more simul chips. That's good. Zelty is trashing and trashing. Cred, gamble, run remote. It's probably what's it going to have to be. Even if he big deals a salvo, you're fine. I'm not sure. If he has enough 2/2s in the deck, we can just lose to that because we don't actually have a lot of... We have like no multi-access. So if we just can't touch the Ontos, we'll lose in 2 turns. It's like this cataloger doesn't stop him from winning. Yeah, drawing whole deck in play is largely what we've been doing. We'll run this. We can't break code gates. An MIC last click is totally fine. Does this deck want an Ashen? I mean, maybe. But if you draw it early, it's really ugly because you can't deal with it. Like, you just hold it forever. It's actually probably better not to play an Ashen, to play the other thing. You little shit, Boomy. You asshole with text. Of course you're in this deck. All right, well, we'll break that. You pissed me off, little guy. Yeah, Harmony. I think I'd rather play Harmony. All right, we have the jack out here. Damn, we got. Sabotage 3? No, because I think if he scores, it's really bad because PD fires. So we're going to keep this for another day. Lobby's a cool breaker. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It costs a lot, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, we'll hodl. Especially because of Dag fires too. We want to charge a Cacophony. Yeah, it might be better to charge the NV testing because we have to fire the lobby. Joel, how's it going? What's the text on ScapeNet? Make a successful run? Probably. Zelti's on 15. If he seamlesses out on Onto, we don't mind. If it's a jupe stat, we have to deal with the server eventually. I don't know what the bottom 7 cards is. Harmony is nice and shaper, so you can grab your simul chips, NV testing, and feel silver bullets. Yeah, the fact that you can grab like a simul chip, a coalescence, an NV testing, it's like a lot of money for a single card. Oh, I think it is an Onto. It's just a blank Onto. Maybe not. If we lose our lobby, are we cooked? Catalog with Padma chart should be enough. This is assuming you went broke on the big deal. Yeah, it's just a blank Onto. PD brings back. I don't know. I don't want to win off cataloger. That's the problem. It's like, I just want to ignore this card. So Jupestad goes back into HQ. We'll charge. It's probably more responsible to charge environmental testing. Let's be honest. Text on ScapeNet is if the runner thought about running. Be honest now. All right, discarding 2. Definitely threw out the Jupestad there, right? Nuka draws our whole deck. Why people are so down on ritual? You're supposed to give yourself options early. Yeah, but when you draw it on click 1, you're so upset. It's just like bad to draw. It's a dead draw. It adds a lot of dead draws to your deck. Cred Lobby. Yeah, I was going to consider Nuka, but that puts us further away. I guess we do Cred Lobby, run HQ. Oh, we have an MU issue. That's fine. I hate this pressure spike. Oh, no, we couldn't nuke. We have one more coalescence, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll run here. We're not on threat 4 because of Jag. Spend some money resing some ice. Tattoo Bola. Okay, so this is just the HB core damage deck. We break this for 1, emptying our lobby. We break it for 1 with pressure spike, giving Zelty 10 credits or 4 credits. I think we bounce here and run R&D. I don't care. Accessing HQ is reasonable, like divide by 5. He's drawn a lot. But I'd rather run R&D here and charge. Because now we can Cacophony. And then Trepid Explorer. That's so sick. No res. Sick. Oh my god. Oh my god. When it rains, it pours. Oops. Got 3 counters. Oops. No, that was 2 counters this turn. Excuse me. No, that was 3 counters on the run. Like, it's so fun. It's so cool when it happens. 3 for the top of R&D. Zelty's hand. What's in there? Yeah, you're right. This might get scape netted. Getting the Ontos is really important because Zelty's going to struggle to deal with the 5/3s. If we get scaped, we get scaped. It's fine. We'll cataloger for the win the game. Oh, fuck off. Stupid card. This is just so... I just can't believe that this got printed. Sorry. It's not even trash, it's removed from game. Like, fuck off. Not to Zelty, but like, how is this a card that we want to enjoy? It just makes a really bad game. Where's Dummy Box when you need it? Oh my god. But it doesn't even trash the card. Chanceling, it doesn't work. It removes it from game. There's no trash protection. It's so cursed. Art is like dog water. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Is the only trace card left in the game? No, there's a couple. There's Winchester, at least. Maybe there's only a couple. I guess we went off cataloger. It's Winchester. It's ScapeNet. Oh, Trebuchet has a trace 6. Yeah, legit. Okay. I don't think we care about this. We're definitely rigging up this. We'll just draw. Okay, so we can rigging up a Coalescence that draws a card. Running R&D, what are we charging? We're charging the Coalescence, I think. We probably should just rigging up the cataloger and run R&D. Oh no, but then we can't run back. So I guess we're rigging up the Coalescence to draw a card. Yep. Run R&D last click. We're not on threat yet, so we don't have to worry about the big old Jag. Ever thought I'd see someone bolt the bird in Netrunner? It's just like, fuck. So annoying. Tattoo Bull, okay. We'll take some money off of this. We could end up taking another core damage with 2 Ontos out. We're not too concerned. We'll start taking core damage. We haven't seen a Nightmare Archives. I'm actually worried about running Archives. Jupestad? Okay, so it's the second Elvigo? That's fine. It fires Dag. No. All good, thanks. Don't hit our cataloger. Actually, hitting cataloger is really bad here. We hit a cataloger, we have no win condition. Nice. All right, so we might be able to win the game here. Zelti's on 4 credits. This Jupestad doesn't do anything anymore. 3 hand size. This wasn't res, so maybe it is a Jag. Maybe it's an ablative, but ablative would have been res by now. We'll see what he brings back. That was half a cataloger? Yeah, but we'll charge it infinitely, right? Like, what else are we charging? I think removal spells feel incredibly bad in Netrunner. It's the kind of same feeling as SGP, even though that was one more, even more cursed. Yeah, no, removal spells in Netrunner like have no good spot. I don't get it. They brought back Boo. They de-res the Boomy. That's really funny. I'm not sure he wants to do that. And then he brought back an unknown card. So we probably responsibly should run HQ. Funny that we're not going to. This cataloger charge is maybe a bit extra. Hunter Seeker was fond of, but I knew it was bad for the game. Yes, but it didn't remove from game, and it was a double. It is a Jaguarundi. Okay, so that tracks. So at least here we can take a tag probably. I don't think it actually matters. We'll just spend a click. We can still steal a 3-pointer. So we'll Orca through this. We'll charge the Coalescence. We have enough cataloger charges for the whole game. This run is technically free, right? Cataloger will see a salvo testing, Jupestad, Hedge Fund, Big Deal. Okay, so Big Deal's a bad draw. Hedge Fund is the draw we want to hide. Jupestad's a bad draw. So we'll bottom Hedge Fund. We'll bottom Jupestad, Big Deal, salvo. Done. The fact that Dag the fact that Dag feels the cataloger, you can just keep hitting the button and just keep charging the cataloger is very funny. Unfortunately, now we know that there's no cards on the top of R&D for a couple turns. They don't have enough money to hedge. No, it's totally dead, but this deck might be on your digital life. So if he does like credit your digital life, he gets up there. This deck is probably on your digital life. So I don't want to give him more cheap money. Because here on 0, he can't do anything. Yeah, click for 3. If we go through the Tattoo Bola, it's probably our best odd is to go through the Tattoo Bola, but I don't think we want to do anything here. Is Dag cracked? Dag feels so good with Cacophony. It has just been doing a lot of incidental damage. Admittedly, there's a lot of 1-pointers in this deck, but he can't win next turn. We know the next 2 cards in R&D. We could go for an Access, but I think we just... Oh, that's a great draw. We're on core damage. I think we should click for 3. We will run Archives. There's Archive, Nightmare Archives in there. We have no reason to run Archives, so I'm just going to click for 3. We don't have anything to do here. Check R&D and win? It's not worth it. We don't really need to. Like, he's not going to be icing guys R&D to a point where it really matters. Stall double advance? That's fine. Nope. So I guess he has all the 2-1s? Oh, Onto. That got through. Okay, no, that actually matters. All right. So now we have to put the pressure on. We're on 2 core damage. Hopefully Cataloger sees. It sees 3 new cards. If not, we'll just start swinging on HQ. That was the worst case scenario for sure. I don't think this deck's on another Elvigo. Dag charges Cataloger, I guess. Added back an unknown card, so we need to run HQ. He has on 1 credit, so at least he can't score at Elvigo this turn. But if we go through Tattoo, that's a different game. We could actually lose. This might be close. Want to charge Nuka? We don't have a lot of cards left. Coalescence is enough. R&D Archives. I don't want to interact with the Nightmares, so I think we're just going to try win off R&D. We'll only run Archives if we really need to. We'll spend a click. We could probably float the tag. Charge a Coalescence. Oh, last click? We could have drawn with Nuka? Yeah, that's fair. We could have drawn with Nuka instead of clicking for draw. That's probably better. Whoa. Okay. So if we run HQ, he has a chance of winning off of Overrider. Off of Elvigo. So we want to bottom... He can't really do Cerebral. We actually probably run back and trash the Cerebral. We actually probably just trash the Cerebral with Cataloger. So Predictive on the bottom. Tattoo Bowl underneath that. Hedge Fund Cerebral. And we'll click down the Cerebral. We could run archives. Not worth the click. I think it is because we want to run off cataloger. Do they run 3 bifurcation? That's the thing is I don't know. But on 1 credit, he can't score out the bifurcation unless he has red level clearance, which if he has red level clearance, the last bifurcation we lose. We could just check archives. I think he's been grabbing cards from Archives HQ. I don't want to flip the Tattoo Bowler because if we flip the Tattoo Bowler, he can win off Elevagao. So I'm just going to camp for 1 more turn. We know that he drew into a hedge fund. So his hand is like hedge fund, big deal. Tattoo Bola, I think. Usually this deck is on 3 salvo. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, actually it could be on 3 Elevagao. That could be a problem. We have no multi-access for HQ. We could just lose to the last Elevagao. So on the last turn, we just take a tag. It's a breach replacement. Does that mean you don't have to access upgrades in the root of HQ? No, I think I see everything. The breach accesses the cards in R&D and the root. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's not access a card, it's a breach. Second does not? Yeah, the second ability. Wait. Which ability? Whenever you make a successful run R&D instead of breaching, I'm talking about the click. The click on cataloger allows me to access upgrades, not the replacement on the run. Yeah, that's a good clarification. The bottom is a breach, so you get upgrades. The top is a breach replacement, so that's all you do. You don't actually access any cards. So the breach does access upgrades, but not the run itself. Exactly. Of course. Tell me you're running Hendrik without telling me you're running Hendrik. It could be a Managarm. If it's a Hendrik, we don't care. It's his money. So all we can do here is see 2 cards on R&D, run HQ, run archives. If he has the Elevagao, we can just lose. Ice on R&D on 2 credits. So if that's a Tattoo Res, we're actually really happy because he bottoms out. We're actually okay if he bottoms out. So we'll run R&D. That has to be that, right? So we'll charge the cataloger. So if he reses this, we actually might bounce because he's on no credits. He needs to be on 2 credits. I think we bounce here because we just see more cards on R&D. So we'll just let this fire. Because we know the next 2 cards on R&D. Next turn, if we go back, we see 3. So he just has to click for credits again. Again, I just want to make sure that he has an Elevagao, and if we can't touch it, so either we run HQ 3 times here. We can always check archives. If there's core damage, we'll just take the core damage. It doesn't change anything. But I don't want to take the negative point. Because then, oh, actually, we can take the negative point anyways, because we only went off a salvo. Yeah, we can move the plan out further down. That's true. Yeah, I think we just click for 3. Because if we run archives and take negative points, like we can take 1 negative point, no problem, because then we still win off of salvo. The only other agenda is the Elevagao, we don't win off of it. Like it's actually really hard to win. We have to find one of the 2 salvos left. And we'll just take the tag off the Jaguar and hope it doesn't matter. Probably doesn't. Probably doesn't. Upgrade as well. Okay, so if it's a Managarm, we'll pay 5. If it's a Hendrik, we don't touch it. So we'll run R&D. We'll charge the cataloger. Might be better to charge coalescence, but money's fine. Yeah, even with Game Dragon, this definitely should not be a pressure spike. It should be a propeller. Does he have ice? Wait, what if he doesn't have ice? No, he has ice. Okay, that tracks. We'll take a tag. We're trying to win this turn. Tags get punished by Planogram? Yeah, but we can punt the Planogram deeper down the deck. No res? Okay. Oof. Oofa doofa. All right. Planograms are pretty sweet. I think he's on Planogram instead of YDL. Planogram. Regolith Braun. I'll ask for an action. There might be another 2-pointer. 3 Elvagao, 3 Salvo, 3 Ontos, 18. Yeah, but Luke, it's a 44. This is Hus PD, so he can play 44. I didn't check at the beginning of the game, but generally they're playing 44 cards, a couple of agenda points. 18 agenda points. Yeah, I'm going to just touch HQ now. Die to end the line or something. No. I think we run HQ 3 times. I don't think we run archives. Yeah, fine. Infinite money. He's found a little glitch in the matrix. Yes. Hey, good game. Hey, that was well played. Do you have the El Vigar in there? Escape that really tilts me for sure. 1 in RD. Okay. They're still coming up. Sick. I was trying to make sure you don't start with the credits there, the 2 credits for that last point. I was heavily flooded at the start of the game. Your Rego was keeping me busy for sure. Yeah, really big threats. The jupe stat seems really expensive, but like the core damage actually matters more than it's easily calculable because the ontos become very, very, very good. Thanks for the game, eh? That's cool. As you saw, I won a big deal. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You were on 18 on 1 turn. I was a bit scared of face checking into Drafter or Jaguar. So if you had it, you had it. I was just missing the big deal, yeah. Yeah, anytime that they're on 18, if they're the big deal deck, that's where they can spend 18 to big deal the salvo. That's all their money. So unless he's on YDL, which it seems like he's not, that's not something you can recover from in the mid game. So we'll take it. I can't believe we lost our Cacophony. That was a problem. Hey, cheers you too. Cheers you too. Take care, eh? All right, before we forget, we're going to go back here to the deck builder. We're going to go change this. We're going to take out this card that was just very expensive for no reason. Pressure Spike, and we'll just play Propeller, which is a charge card. It's cheap. It works for chromatophores way better. Plano does help with zeroing after big deal salvo. Yeah, but not like YDL with PD, right? Where you can just be like, I'll go again and just fix your hand. Cards are really, really good. I guess maybe in a world with Evershida, maybe you have to challenge that. Maybe it's not as good as I think it is. Midnight 3 though, but that deck's not on it. All right, that was that deck. That's actually generally quite fun. I would play more of it. There's some tinkering you can do. I do think there's some other options you can consider. So far, none of it's felt bad. The worst card has been the DZMZ. Like, no joke. Okay, literally no joke. The DZ has felt like the worst card. And why? Because we only have 9 programs, it turns out. Like, that's not a huge number. And it's not easily playable in the early turns. So do we trash the DZ and just play a cheap hardware program? I don't think we do. Fueno, though? Oh, Fueno's been bad. We could trash Feno for Pinhole, I think, or any other influence like a Biobans, I guess. But like maybe we trash DZ and just play like SMC and then play Overclock or something. Hey, Zelda, was a pleasure to play against. With core decks, you can just stand back and do nothing. No, you can't. That was really good. That you actually forced me to run. As soon as you got the jupe stat on the table, that was a really big deal that we had to run. DZ for Airblades. Actually, Changeling, I kind of like that. Yeah, cut DZ for Airblades. Tweed, how's it going as well? That's not terrible. Wait, Solidarity Badge. No shot, it's 1 influence. Airblade seems fine in the meta. Wow, Solidarity Badge is 1 influence? It's kind of sick. Why Airblades? Charge target, but more so that allows us to face check a bit better. It's also like okay into an enemy. It's like a cute card. It's a cheap hardware or program, which is nice for environmental testing, Greg. But in certain matchups, this is like a really good card to charge. It's, well, okay, hold on. It's not a really good card to charge. It's a card you can charge. Yeah, it's a cheap install for NV testing, and it has meta-relevant text. Like, we ran into a Funhouse deck. An enemy is really alive and well. It's okay. Badge seems better. Badge does seem better. The problem is it's in our Fueno slot. And so there's a big chance that the best thing we can do to our acid matchup is not to cut Fueno, but to play self-modifying code in the DZ slot. So that with self-modifying code, we can afford to get our Azimut. Because I think if we don't have Azimut and just have Badge, we're in a bad spot because our money in the early game does stink. Airblades is 1 credit to break size and done once. Yeah, but we're also like a deck that breaks size and top for 2 credits. I don't know. I feel like there's definitely some interesting slots we can do, but the DZs are not doing it for me, and I don't think I realized how few installables there are in this deck. That being said, the Lily Pad seems fine. I really don't think Azimut is good, but I seem to be the only one. Oh my god, Azimut's like one of the best cards in the meta right now. I'm surprised, Gyro. It's so damn good. Especially we're a Cacophony deck where we want to trash a bit aggressively. Yeah, I don't know. This slot seems weird. Maybe we just play Telework and call it a day. I always forget that Telework doesn't charge, because whenever I play it, I put 3 counters on it. Nothing else. Yeah, don't worry about the 10 credits. Don't stress about that. It's unfortunate, but I do feel like ScapeNet really does make sense. Oh, 100%. ScapeNet's really good right now. The issue is I hate that card. I wish it wasn't around. But I do agree that most of the decks, HB decks I'm playing, when I have influence for ScapeNet, I will consider playing one ScapeNet because a lot of those decks lose to twinning, and you do beat twinning, that's for sure. Does Ezimat work for twinning? It totally does. Huge shout out to all these names here and more for supporting the Metropole Grid so we can do streams like this. We'll be back on Saturday with a stream with Pat. It won't be Netrunner. It'll be a Cyberpunk card game that we're doing as a one-off just for fun. If you want to drop by for that, please do. But I believe Pat will be recording some game stuff that will be on the channel later. So we're going to make the best of the day, so no stress. All the names here and more support the Metropole Grid on Patreon. We also have our daily cast patrons. Incredibly appreciated. It allows me to do the sort of Netrunner stuff that I do. If you want to also support the channel in easy ways, leaving a like on the stream, that helps a heck of a lot. But otherwise, you can find the link in the description below. Is it the new one? Yeah, it's a new one. There's this TCG that is on Kickstarter right now. It's finishing in like a week. It's called Neuroscape TCG. It's a TCG. For a lot of people, that's a non-starter, but I got a couple demo decks and I actually like kind of like it. Enough not to like buy into the TCG, which I'm not really into TCGs right now, but enough to have the starting decks around and just have it as like a game that I can play on the shelf. It's more like Magic where you're like reducing someone's hit points down to 0, but it does have like a really cool mana type system. It's very cyberpunk. Has some of the artists that do Netrunner art too, but they have like a different style. We'll do it on Saturday. You can drop by and think what you think, but it seems interesting for a dude basher. That's exactly how I put it. There's also a lot of cool things that happen at instant speed. I've actually enjoyed a fair bit more of it than I thought I did. Yeah, Neuroscape. Described by a single person who brought it up. Cyberpunk MTG, yeah, that's just about how I would describe it. The Neuroscape people like sent me an email a while ago and they were like, hey, we know of your channel. We think you might like this. We'll send you some demo decks free of charge. You don't have to do anything with them. We don't expect anything. And I was like, yeah, F it, I'll take a punt. And then I tried the decks against Maddie and Maddie and I are like, wait, this is better than we thought it would be. We thought it would just be like Magic and we wouldn't care about it. And so then I was like, yeah, this is sick. I emailed them, had some rules questions and they're going to change the rule book. I had a good suggestion. But yeah, that'll be on Saturday. Andre's a real influencer. I mean, I guess. Frustrating thing, I got a PO box set up just yesterday because somebody left a really nice suggestion about how to get a PO box in Canada for cheap. And then Canada Post goes on strike as of tomorrow. Again, in solidarity with the Canada Post strike, but it was a Canada Post PO box. So I'll continue to be an influencer in the future when Canada Post gets what they want and deserve. Get the sponsor bucks. Yeah, no, there's no sponsor bucks. We just got some free demo decks and it'll be fun. Anyways, that's it. We'll be back on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be doing a Marvel Champions stream on the Crash Space channel. If you want to drop in for that, the link is in the description. We'll be playing Marvel Champions. Been enjoying that. If that's your thing, would love to have you. And otherwise, we'll be back on Saturday. See you in a bit. Thanks for the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Cool.